How was Thanksgiving, Stanley? Did you get some Osteria cannelloni with crab and lobster and shrimp? Is it Uncle DT turkey? Little breakfast? Is that what you're gonna do? A little snack? Little snack? We got leftovers. Turkey's not as big as a pan. Osteria's delicious. Some dessert. A little something to drink for later. We gotta wake up and do Julesworks prep for tomorrow. Right, Stanley? Who's a fuzzy boy? Is that your 11th, 13th breakfast? Handsome boy. With a handsome boy. My handsome boy. Can't eat like that every day, Stanley. What? He said, yes, we can. And what about you? Won't throw it up. Alright, where are we going? We're done, right? I don't think we need more than 13 breakfasts, buddy. Do we? Breakfast. Some more turkey later. Some more stuffed cannelloni. Ooh, the handsome boy. Oh, delicious. Pecan pie? Stella, you didn't get your cream. Okay. Say hi, Julesworks. We love you. We'll put this in Julesworks. Stella, she got in Julesworks. And I meditate, she says. Daddy, you didn't even meditate. You can't put Julesworks yet. Alright. There you go. That's where nothing happens. And this is, if you join Patreon, you get more terrific videos like this. Right, Stanley? Nah. What? Your belly's too full to be rubbed. Your belly's too full. I'm going to let Stanley sing for a bit. Oh boy. Okay, Stanley, say thanks to Julesworks. We love you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would sail the seas for to ease your pain. In the night forlorn, the morning's born. The morning shines with the lights of love. You will miss sunrise if you close your eyes, and that would break my heart in two. Lady's with me now, since I showed her how to lay her lily hand in mine. Loop and Lil agree, she's a sight to see, and a treasure for the poor to find. If I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me and ease my pain? If you needed me, I would come to you. I would sail the seas for to ease your pain.
days are coming, they're on their way. Good days are coming soon. Calves are a-dropping, tree buds are popping, wildflowers are in bloom. We had a dark, dreary winter, dismal and cold, rainy, and skies were gray. Now clouds they're parting, new life is starting, spring is on the way. For too long life was gloomy, ominous and bleak. We almost gave in to fear, but through all stormy weather we made it through together, and now good times are here. Good days are coming, they're coming soon. Good days are coming soon. We've got love in our hearts, we've got hope in our souls. Good days are coming soon. Good days are coming, they're coming soon. Good days are coming soon. We've got love in our hearts, we've got hope in our souls. Good days are coming soon. There were voices of evil, so many angry people spreading fear and hate. But we came to our senses, we mended our fences before it was too late. Good days are coming, they're coming soon. Good days are coming soon. We've got love in our hearts, we've got hope in our souls. Good days are coming soon. We've got love in our hearts, we've got hope in our souls. Good days are coming soon.
That was Thanksgiving, Stanley.
So funny, that's so funny. I'm the funniest guy in the world.
You stop!
Hey, you, okay? At least I'm trying.
You're trying to stop and that.
Well, why don't you come over here and I'll kick your.
You come over here and I'll get up with the.
Yo, well, you, alright? You're just a stupid puppet.
Oh yeah? Well, you're. Wait, I'm a what?
Yeah, you're a stupid puppet, alright? No one gives a. You're just a sock.
I'm a sock?
Guys, let me get back to my song. I'm funny, so funny.
I can't believe I'm a sock. Has my entire life been a lie? This whole time, I thought I was alive for a reason. I thought I was just really short. But it turns out, nothing has ever
No, Dad, I'm not a sock. But you, on the other hand, are a sock.
My son was right. He wasn't a sock, but I was a sock. And as a sock, I needed to do what socks do best. Murder.
Sock killer. He's a sock that kills people. But don't mess with sock killer. 'Cause he'll kill you by being a sock. Sock killer. He's a sock that will kill your face. Sock killer. Don't mess with sock killer. Sock killer. Sock killer. No, it's a terrible idea. Sock killer. He's a sock that kills people. But don't mess with sock killer. 'Cause he'll kill you by being a sock.
Must be time. Well, hello there. Howdy. I have a co-host. This is the host, Stella. And the Brain Trust, Stanley. And welcome to... Hello. Yes, ma'am? Okay. Welcome to the 16th Julesworks Follies. It's working right? Volume? Meow. All right. What? Why? Well, Stella, you are in the show. Well, not in this moment. There you go. Come on, Stella. So that's Stella _ Rubin. Stanley right there. Now showing the Julesworks Follies end of monthly Warp Up Showcase number 16. Facebook reminded me that obviously the volume's working because you heard me say co-host. Hi, Stella. Stella, say hi. What was I doing? Reminded me that a year ago we were doing our 5th. So, except for January when I was moving into this Siler Yards place that you'll see some of in the videos and more. Here. Yeah. Hi. I don't think socks can die, can they? Hey, let's shed some light on this situation. Is that better? Yeah. Hey, what the? Don't knock shit over, boy. This is the most professional introduction that we've ever seen in your life. There you go. All right. These things are immortal. Sock puppet. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think socks become puppets when they get all holy. This guy literally, I'm not even kidding, by that, as ever, no matter what I do before, I hit play. I like this pre-show from the pre-stuff, very meta, blah, blah, right in time. But this dude came out right now. He's been in bed the entire day after eating breakfasts. And there he is. Here, let's make him a little bigger, because he's a lot better looking than me. That light is an asshole. I'll get some more light in here in a minute. Oh, that's not doing it. Hey. Oh, you're in my way. I'm talking. Yeah, talking. Okay, I want to say hello and quick, because I don't feel like talking. Whew. So anyway, welcome to the very meta within meta within meta. All right, Stanley, can I borrow this camera for a little bit? He's like, yeah, I don't want to eat and poo. I don't want to be on TV. What's wrong with you? And there's the other one. She's been there. She's there. You can see. We'll get more light. Don't worry. It's just an intro. So anyway, I don't even know if you, yeah, you can't see shit. Look at this thing. How do you get more light? How's it? What's going on right here? Now you can see it. That's Paul Simon's
All right. So as has become the tradition that can last for a while, and in doing the 28th Julesworks Follies, or putting it together just now, that we're doing now, putting it together all day. Action! There we go. What you guys talking about? Might have to cancel sock killers. Well, I mean, that's like paying for virus prevention. That's a waste of money. Yeah, you should cancel that, man. That's like, yeah. That's like paying for Netflix. Anyway, welcome. I need this. Shiny. You can't see shit. We'll deal with that. Anyway, so we've been in the monthly. This is the second show in May because April's end of Julesworks Follies end of monthly showcase warp up. That's what these are. The virtual rendition of the live variety show that has been going on for over a decade. It was live in Santa Fe, New Mexico. The virtual is anywhere that you want it to be. Just like, what was that commercial? Anywhere you want it to be? I don't remember. Who cares about commercials? Visa? Yeah, forget. I didn't say that. Kitties. One thing I've had to start doing with Stella when she won't behave, but she does it. First of all, when I raise my voice, because she'll get a little, she's learning to behave, but is I will put her over there in that next to me. Everything's different here. I'll show you later. We fixed it. A tall person came. Thank you, Ramel. Who you're going to see from years ago. So I'll put this blanket, I'll make her sit next to me and put the blanket on, and then she'll calm down. I'm like, okay, it works. I mean, I literally, she'll be like, getting away, she's knocking drinks over and shit. I'll pick her up. Now she's in her throne, so she's fine. And I'll like, today I picked her up, thumped her down over there, and she stayed for 2 hours. So now he's chilling, he knows he's gorgeous and on TV, but he also knows it's time to get something to eat. So real quick, spin around and show you, even my mom would argue, but she would be wrong, that we've gotten things together there, and if I don't pass out, I was going to open the birthday guitar I got myself over there, a little play guitar. If Lynn's still listening, I will come get the real guitar, but it needs like work and money. But I got a real practice guitar, and we finally got, it was a blockage. What Feng Shui people call a blockage. You can tell by the Einstein here. I don't know what the hell that is. Okay. Anyway, and then the other birthday present I never got to in April, with the April show being May 1st. This is the May show, the 28th monthly show. We have already missed January, which you'll see me say in the meta throughout tonight. When I moved into the places where if Lynn is still there. Hi, Lynn. That I don't live anymore. But you're going to see that place, so that's kind of a flashback. But anyway, those Sharpies, the spin the wheel. So we're going to spin the wheel. The next time I come on, that'll be open after we watch the first scene. And y'all are going to help me pick the colors. And between each scene, I'm going to draw something. As a matter of fact, in the chat, as we're going, so that I'll be drawing during the first scene, give me some ideas of what to draw. And I'll spin the wheel. Well, let me show you. The first one, I'll just spin it. Oh, fuck it, it's open. How is it? So we open it up. Oh no, I'm not going to waste time. I need scissors. So anyway, yeah, we're going to spin and I'll draw. So give me some ideas of what to draw, but you don't have to do it this second. Yeah. So we had the pre-show. Let's see. We had, of course, our beloved Uncle DT's version of If I Needed You. Jim Jones, Good Times Are Coming, because why not? And in the course of me putting this together today, which is going to be the first thing that you're about to see, Jim Jones posted a brand new song. It's epic. It's amazing. We have a running joke, Jim and I, about that he hadn't really posted anything new in general, but he has so much stuff it doesn't matter. There's nothing new from Nakoa, so I found something the sock, and there's one other thing. There's longer scenes, and there's not as many scenes. So what I was saying that I didn't really say is that because of, and this is Memorial Day, so although this isn't the first show since we've done without Rose, and you'll see on the screen, but for those of you that live here, the memorial for Rose Provon will be Sunday, June 11th, in a couple weeks, at the Unitarian Church on Barcelona, 3 o'clock. There'll be I'm gonna put together, now that this is starting tomorrow, slides and images and a short video clip in the hour long by Reverend Gail, and cousin Edie's coming from Texas, with probably her daughter, who Rose grew up with, Edie, and then the daughter when she was born. She didn't grow up with the daughter until she was born. Rose is very powerful, but not that powerful. So what I've realized is what we've been doing in the past months is finding a year ago show of Rose clips, and that's what ends up taking so long because it's editing. And so I got it just in time. Also, one of you recorded a poem, and there's just random photos that I literally just finished all this right before. So anyway, and by the way, when I say give me something to draw, I have dysgraphia, so everything's going to kind of look like whatever the heck it looks like. But you can give me ideas, and I'll try. I was banned from public school art class because I couldn't do what you tell me to do. And my mom was prepared, based on my older brother having already had Mr. Lewis C. Henderson Jr., Lewis, the first name, Henderson the last, the junior, well, that should be obvious to you at your age. And then somebody would ask, this is in high school, somebody would ask, volume's okay, right, on the mic? Yeah, I can hear me on the TV. Somebody would ask, bedroom TV. Somebody would ask, well, what's the C stand for if they did? And he said, he'd stand, this big African-American dude, he passed away too. But he wasn't young when he was our teacher. With a reverse mohawk, he was in the military probably, but a great teacher, but very stern, which is fine. We need that sometimes. Nice stern. Anyway, let's just say I give out my information on a need-to-know basis, and that you do not need to know. So, 2, the third oldest public school in the country, the shining star best public school in the worst public school system in the country. Well, it'll certainly be psychedelic. The giraffe will probably, everything that I've pretty much ever painted or drawn. People. By the way, Lynn, I want to connect with you about all those paintings. Hopefully we can figure that out. But anyway, people are like, oh, you draw bears a lot. No. Anyway, so the trigonometry, whatever he taught, my mom knew to be ready. I got everything right on the first quiz. Obviously, this had an impact. I don't remember, it's nonsense. But got a barely passing 70 that he thought was a gift, so we had to go in and meet him in the morning because he wants all the lines perfect. Well, dysgraphic people can't do that. Can't. It's not an excuse. It's doctor's note, which I then had to show my former bosses eventually after they harassed me all the time. Anyway, we've done with all that, so we're keeping it positive. One goal that we've had in the last year, besides getting this apartment in better shape and getting our life together, is finding a job that doesn't kill us. And we've done it. And you're going to see yesterday's, later, Uncle DT's music. So let's get going. And if I don't see something I can draw, well, what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to draw whatever else you type during the next scene and something about a psychedelic giraffe sock puppet with Einstein hair. We'll see what that comes out to be. And then the next time, we'll see about the wheel picking colors. So, Jim Jones, brand new for Memorial Day. And by the way, to all this, so there's a lot of cheersing in this show. So, wait a minute. So, because this is like information. So, with Rose, being gone physically, I know she's up there. She's like, would you start the show already? I've been taking the snippets from the previous month, and then it worked out this month because we don't have Regina Rest, but the Zoom chat finale are traditions, which carry on of a penultimate piece of. Can you slam doors? The neighbor called the cops on me for music at 10:10. They had knocked on the door the other night. I went down there and kicked their trash can that they put out on a Friday. Don't mess with me about that, man. You can just tell me call the cops. You must be kidding. Yeah, I'll turn it down. Not for the cops. They were laughing. Anyway, there's some brats that work at the labs here. But as great as this place is, as much as the sound outside was bad, there is still what's normal sound spilling, but still annoying, particularly when you lived somewhere for 7 months. It scarred you and sent people to the hospital. And I'm sorry, Lynn, but I hope you're doing okay over there. And so anyway, but the snippets, just like last month from a year ago, had snippets from the past. And then I realized that as we keep growing, which will be a long time each month, that this being the 28th, with the stuff coming from the 16th, that means we can go further back, which is better to do that later, because a lot of that stuff was where Rose was doing political stuff, which will be less, by being more dated, I feel like it'll be less annoying, if that makes sense. It does to me, and I'm the one that hits the buttons. You're the ones that watch. Bad boys, what you gonna do when... Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were really armed and dangerous. I think they wanted to dance. But it's like, first of all, at 10 o'clock is quiet time. I find it very hard to believe, so do you, that they called the cops. I think it's the people below me. They're not nice. I've tried to talk to them, and they don't get out of the way. So they're going to regret calling the cops, because when I'm coming up the steps carrying things and they don't get out of the way, they're going to be pushed out of the way. So anyway, I'm generally a nice guy and don't like confrontations, but when you push me, I'm now looking forward to revenge. You don't call the fucking cops. It wasn't 2 a.m, and you don't call the cops. So many reasons not to call the cops. So, anyway, as I hear sirens in the distance, they're coming already. The dude's doing a live stream. Call the cops. You're correct about this place. I'm now referring to it as the trailer park without trailers. Yeah, well, that's because the people above you don't dance at 3 a.m. with headphones on or whatever else. Which is good. I'm glad, because I know that you need a place to live. So I'm happy, Lynn. Is anybody next door, by the way, Lynn? And you're going to see a lot of my old apartment. And it's good. It's probably going to be a little confusing, the meta within meta. But we go back to number 5 and number 16. So anyway, Jim's brand new song, which is awesome. Probably no one's seen it, like ever, because it was like a few hours ago. From show 16, which broadcast on the date is somewhere else. It was Sunday, May. It might have been the same date as today, but it's Sunday. Yeah, well, that would make sense. Genius. Einstein, fucking year ago. So yes, obviously it was Sunday, May 29th, because this is Monday, May 29th, in the year 2023. And let's remember that for as long as there's technology and YouTube and internet, somebody could be watching this in another 2 years. Every year, throughout the year too, but it'll happen today. People find my video and mashup, or not a mashup, but I made some years ago, of Roger Waters tributing his father for Memorial Day, and I still see the comments. It's kind of cool, but so people will see it and say, "Hey, this is fantastic." Yeah, and you'll see some words on the screen about that past place. It's heartbreaking that the place is. So anyway, but hearts mend. And so, Memorial Day, sadly, there's been, I'm not going to be a bummer, but there's been more people leaving their bodies of all ages, just like before. All the activities have been filled, but no surprise, not with artists. Well, even random people know. Like I ran into somebody, well, not I'm working where I see people, but somebody asked, oh no, you know who it was, Lynn? Remember how I knew the grandma of the people, the kids across the way, or mom of the mom? That's what a grandma is, by the way. I'm really on fire today. Anyway, she wrote me a chat asking if I knew anything about the literary festival that just happened, which I didn't. And it was a little back and forth, and I kind of forgot. She would have been sensitive a little bit, but she wasn't. Said, what's wrong with that place? Because there's no artists? And I was like, oh, no, I know there aren't. But then some random person was like, yeah, I heard there's no artists left. But there's one left, because that's Lynn. Lynn's an artist. So, I don't think government housing is ever paradise. And the first try, unfortunately, when you're talking about the first try of people's lives, the impact is worse. But we don't get things right on the first try necessarily. But there is another. I don't know if they're going to fix that one, but there's others coming, in particular at the old College of Santa Fe Design. But this city is not. Yep, Lynn's the one. And Lynn, I miss you. Well, we're going to get pizza soon. I love you, Lynn. So, I'm going to hush in just a sec, and we're going to early salute to Rose and to the soldiers, the vets, and all that, and carry on. So, after Jim's brand new song for the soldiers, so that's when we'll do that, when I shut up. But he said it's a tribute to those who served and are no longer with us, is a segment, one of the segments from a year ago. It was a rehearsal for so remember when we're talking about things like our first live show from somebody who isn't live, again, the meta with the meta with the meta. So we're gonna have that, and then people passing away as a memorial for my friend's brother. The weekend that I just can't, I had to take off the radio show yesterday and will on the 11th. The mom just came back in town, and I'm not going to go, but I'll see the mom and hang on to the record collection. And then I spent the first 2 days of last week looking through all my photos. So it was interesting Facebook, flashbook stuff and photos and life, because there's a photo. Now, you also hear me mention that I was going to be going, although I tried to snizzle most of that out. Pizza, we'll get it this week. How about this week? Just not today. Yeah, let's do it. I'll find their schedule and we'll do it. They are open a little bit more than they were last year, but I work barbecue Wednesday through Saturday nights. But we'll figure it out. If not tomorrow. You know, they don't really have lunch, so I may have just lied. If it's not tomorrow, then maybe it'll be the week after. But that'll be this week. It's okay. Or we can get pizza somewhere else this time. So, anyway, I need a sip. I will. And thank you for joining. I hope you can watch off and on throughout the night if I ever shut up inside the show. No. Anyway, the reason why I got to talking about the photos is I was looking for the photo of, and then you'll hear me reference last summer that I was about to go to the 30th high school reunion at Baltimore City College High School. And knowing that I'd be the only white-skinned person there, and I was, and it was great. Anyway, there's this famous, to people that know me, photo, Senior Day 90... The fuck? Senior Day 92. Stanley, are you speaking English? Somebody just said something. Stanley's talking now. Stella's passed out. Did you get into the stash? Stanley, was pretty good. Look at those paws. You're a good boy. So, anyway, hi, paws. Oh, she's not. I'm not sleeping. I'm watching the show. I mean, do you hear, you couldn't feel that, I guess, but do you hear these doors? Like, apartments. Anyway. Unfortunately, I think the people below me are doing stuff on purpose. I would never, until pushed, only revengefully, I guess, intentionally make a ruckus or do anything to harm anybody in that way in a living situation. But, so doors are loud, mostly kind of like filling Lynn in, and then I call her Tatanka. Lynn, remember when we saw the very unhappy-faced woman that I properly guessed was the day y'all helped me move the heavy stuff in, because she was wearing all black when it was hot and angrily going to work. She works at a fancy restaurant. Well, she's next door. I call her Tatanka because I'm much better the banging that was causing rattling of glasses. And if anybody wants to buy some Game of Thrones glasses, I have plenty, and it was ironic that that's what was making noise of all the things. But I want to sell them. They're nice. But I'm not giving them away. And it probably isn't going to be any of you. But I'm going to sell them. Believe me. Just don't. I didn't say that. No, I don't. They're mine now. I didn't buy them at the discount. They were given to me. And speaking of the John Cocktail, Amanda Palmer, and all right, here's all the Susie Sinks, and we're going to wrap it up. So I found all these photos. It took me 2 days to find the one of me in the Black Hazelnut Senior Day. And, yeah, well, we had one good conversation. One night, Stella was just where she is. I just went outside to get air, but she was looking out the door, and a very handsome cat and Stella flew through the door, and I no longer know her real name, Tatanka, thought politely that I went out because her cat was sniffing at the door, and she didn't know why the cat was sniffing at the door, because it was flirting with Stella, and it was a good-looking cat. But anyway, I've hardly seen her. The lady across the way is a sweetheart. She's the equivalent of Lynn from Siler for me here. She's great. So and then the boy, I help the boys get jobs by helping them get clearance from weird calls to work at Los Alamos. Tatanka wasn't home when the cops came, and I've told all of them that if ever the music is out, to just knock and let me know. So I really doubt it was any of the 4 people on this top floor. It's probably underneath. The Buffalo is Otis Gibbs. I'm about to cut myself in a minute. But anyways, I do want to wrap up with, so one of the kids in that photo, who appears to have gotten a doctorate in being a professor, and he was doing like art therapy in public schools in Baltimore. He died. No one's told me how. So that's why I was looking for that photo, and I finally found it. It's my Facebook cover. But so the second we're going to have RIP all these people. But I also found all these other photos, including, it was kind of strange because I didn't realize the Dresden Dolls were coming. That's Amanda Palmer's band, who was with Neil Gaiman. One of the photos I found was me holding their baby at the cocktail years ago. He's like 7 or 8 now. And the last few nights, people from out of town came in Uncle DT's, which is next to Meow Wolf, where her gig was for 3 nights. And there were a few other things, like these photos pop up. So anyway, also what popped up thanks to Facebook memories, and then we're going to wrap it up into the scene, was the third thing you're going to see, and final of the first scene, is a rehearsal of, it gets super meta, I told you, 3 houses ago, before I moved into Siler, with, it says Quickie, with Rommel, who finally came over, the blockage, so there was a chair back there that had stuff on it, and he admitted, and then that I would have needed a tall person to help. And that blockage is, look at that. I mean, come on, especially for me. And also, I like to say that closet over there, which will be the one soon that I will be doing unpacking videos of all my swag. Even when it was a mess, when Alchemy and I went up to see Rose Christmas, she said she'd never seen a closet so organized. Chris Diesler came to say happy 10th. It's the 10th birthday for the king, by the way, April, and thought it looked fine. There's still more stuff in it, and Rommel thought it looked fine. Again, we're comparatively, but I think at this point, we're not comparatively. And now that Rommel helped me move the stuff, Rommel, he is related to Hitler's favorite, distantly, but is Mr. Stephen Rommel, who you will see rehearsing Monty Python's cheese sketch from years ago that we did when we used to do Monty Python skits. Is the youngest of 4 brothers, with the oldest being just about old enough to be, and yes, I have a junkie itch, sorry. Uncle DT got me just in time yesterday on the way to work. I think it was just 2 days ago, Saturday. Yesterday was the music that you'll see later, to bring 2 eggs, which I don't think Molly's watching, but a while ago he asked me to bring 2 eggs when I was nowhere near. I was like, yeah, dude, no. But Molly saved me. Probably how I helped get the shifts. But anyway, I had time to go to CVS, but I walk in and there's this junky, sad thing, the CVS near Siler. That the guy did a great job, security. If, Walmart, if they catch you stealing a lip balm, they'll prosecute you. But he just, it was an impressive haul that she thought she was going to get. But he just said, don't ever come back or he's calling the cops. So that was probably better. So anyway, so those are the 3. Song, last year's, it's not a long snippet, into some special little things there. And then Rommel and I'll be back. I might have lied about the drawing. We'll see. I'll get there. I gotta calm down. But since I mentioned Monty Python, Emmanuel Kant was a real pissant who was very rarely stable. I digger was a boozy beggar who could drink you under the table. David Hume could out-consume Schopenhauer and Schlegel. Wittgenstein was a sloshy line. It was just bittery swine. It was just this is from memory. Schloss Schlegel. There's nothing Nietzsche couldn't teach about the rising of the wrist. Socrates himself was permanently pissed. John Stuart Mill of his own free will and this thing was turning on yesterday and the other day when I was here and I can't get the pleasure they say could stick it away, half crate of whiskey every day. Every house was flooding his tram. Rene Descartes was a drunken fart. I drink, therefore I am. Yes, Socrates himself was particularly missed. Lovely to think about a bugger when he's pissed. Alright. That wasn't planned, obviously, and I got most of it from the lyrics. Pizza. Alright. Scene 1. And there are really only 4 scenes, not of a whole lot of stuff, and the 5th scene is the finale. So when I was ranting in the intro, I said that without Regina, a new piece like we had last month, in the last 2 months, it worked great that the toast was with Rose. This one was with Regina, the chat and toast, which is great. So, espontaneous, sí. All right, y'all ready for scene 1? Because here it comes, if I did it right. Thank you for joining. Much love. Chat away and enjoy.
Good morning, old soldier. Shall I play a reveille or sing? You can't get 'em up in the morning like you always did for me. Come on, get up now. There's work to be done, battles to be fought, and wars to be won. You were young and dashing, a warrior among men. They'd follow you to hell. They knew you'd bring 'em back again. Now you have to struggle to make it up the stairs. That's no way to treat a hero. But time just doesn't care. And did I thank you for the gift you gave to the land of the free and the home of the brave? You knew war was hell and freedom's never free. And did I say I'm proud of you for doing what so few could do? Bold and strong and brave and true, and now you're an old soldier. What stories you could tell, you could spin 'em into gold, but you hid your heavy heart from the ones you never told. You kept your hurt and your pain inside. It ran you to rave, but you never cried. Paid the price for your warrior's code, but you kept your soldier's pride. And did I tell you what you mean to me? You're everything I aspire to be. When the world turned dark, you answered the call. So bless you for the life you gave, for the ones you lost and the ones you saved. Bold and strong and true and brave, and now you're an old soldier. By the way, did I say I love you, old soldier.
Hi, I'm Rose Provan, and I play the part of Grandma on Julesworks Follies. And I'm here today to tell you why you should watch Julesworks at Theater Walk. First reason, at Theater Walk, we're going to be live. Yes, usually our shows are virtual on the YouTube channel at 5 o'clock in the evening at the last Saturday of the month. Oh, well, you're right. It's not always Saturday. Sometimes it's been Monday. Well, I suggest that you'd better watch our publicity to find out what date will be on YouTube. Now, there's a second reason. At Theater Walk, we're going to have our 10 minutes, and the 10 minutes will be the most creative work. Our YouTube channel has a lot more. It's not 10 minutes, it's musicians, and it's actors, some reading poetry, and it's puppets. And of course, there's lots of talking from Jules. Our third reason is at Theater Walk, you can talk to us after the show. On YouTube, you have to use the chat feature and then write your questions. Eventually, we'll get back to you. And then we'll find out on the last Saturday of the month, if it's in May, and it's our publicity, will be all set, and you're going to love us.
All right, hey there. Make sure, yeah, we got audio, video, that's me. Let's see, let's adjust this one a little bit here. All right, so let's see here. Cheers, had a few sips. It's a true blonde, whatever that means. It means it's delicious. Summer beer. All right. Thank you all. As I had said, there's a lot of Land of Tranquil Light. I feel like we know who you are. Jane Davis. Hi, great Jane Davis. Wow, you guys are killing me with awesome feelings. Thank you. All right, carrying on. As a professional. Yes, let me be professional here. As the shirt clearly shows. Like I said, beer, space. Anyway, okay, so Susan, oh, right. She's talking about the underpants gnomes and the sock puppets. I have lots of socks. I was thinking that, like, John Lennon, I go on Star Wars, they would make cool puppets. So I don't know. I'm like torn. Maybe the socks that are already torn could become puppets. Our puppets, the family, the clan of Crystal, as I call them, they're in Hawaii. Well, they're not. The puppets, I don't know. The people who do the puppets. That is, by the way, he's too young, but that's okay, he's not here. We helped get the puppet master he's going to start in the fall, so he should be in Hawaii. Because he's about to start a New Mexico School for the Arts in the fall. He better be ready. They're going to, he's not going to have to worry about math and science and all that shit. He's only going to have to do good shit in school. What the fuck? And have that shit in Baltimore. I was banned from our class, you little fucks. I'm not drunk and I'm not cursing. I did curse. Okay, Jody, of course. Sorry. Hi there, you made it. All right, well, I'll do the callback, but I am going to, because this Julesworks has been doing things since I moved from the East Coast here in the 90s. However, Julesworks Follies has been going on for over a decade, and the Land of Tranquilite, who just identified her name, used to write plays that were for us that were very strong and serious and not silly and stupid like I am, but I was in them. And so anyway, we'll see. We might get some new material, whether it's a play or if she's writing poetry, or we'll see. But anyway, it's nice to reconnect, nice to meet and see them. And but I want to thank them because they were in the original. The players, the team, the cast, whatever it is, evolves. We maintain, as I said in Theater Walk, and all of you know, so I won't ramble for too long, that anybody can participate, and we would encourage them to, whatever their level. The goal of Julesworks, whether it has been live, Rose made the joke that you'll hear about venues being shut down that I make, many venues closing under us. We never actually caused a venue to close. Over the 10 years we were doing the show live, and now on here, and we're going to carry on doing both. So we will carry on last of the month. By the way, but for those watching, it's not normally on a Sunday because Sundays I'm usually, and thankfully Susan emailed me and got her here, doing community radio in Madrid from now 3 to 6. But the radio station is physically moving, so any FM radio station, just a little knowledge or whatever, nonsense, no, it's not nonsense, has to transmit all the time. So Otto is playing music for the weekend. Since I got fired, I've been covering more radio shows too, which is great, and not being exhausted and soul sapped all the time. And I started partially working a new job before my unemployment even came through, so I couldn't even get fired properly. But I don't have to limp to rehearsals and feel like death from a job for a little bit of money. So and get unemployment. So thank you. That was a long cheers to thank everyone who's ever been in a Julesworks, everyone who will be, and all of you watching. So let's carry on. But first, what you saw in reverse order, that was the piece that didn't particularly air in tribute that Rose had us make for Theater Walk, which just happened, that Jody was typing about, and it was videoed. So at some point we hope to share. Theater Walk used to be left there, like a block away from where I now live, but I never lived there. And I realized another funny thing with Uncle DT. I moved into what would be the best neighborhood 5 years ago or whatever to watch the July 4th fireworks. The year after, it was no longer the best. It was across from a park that people probably would have killed. They probably put trash cans for 3 days to block their parking spot. I probably had the best place in town. Up through it was the place I lived, does that make sense, to watch. And then they moved where they do the fireworks. So it was kind of funny to also discover that I now live by Teatro Paragos, where I do get to perform, so I can leave at 6:30 here for a rehearsal there through that wall, and I'll go up the door at 6:30, and I'll shut up soon. But I just thought that was kind of funny. That's twice. So anyway, but that was Rose is smartly taken to writing me as a silent character, which I'm obviously not that good at in real life. We're going to do the piece that Rose thinks is going to sound hissy, but I kind of fixed pretty well from a Zoom today, so I was finding past pieces. That was one of them. That was from JW5. Oh my goodness. All right, Sister Susie, maybe Susie taught me the word sync, and I resisted for such a long time. I don't know. I don't want to be a believer. It was, you heard me rant earlier, it was 5, I think. Yeah, this is 16. It was show 5 a year ago. I didn't plan that. But Facebook, the only good thing about Facebook are the memories. It reminded me yesterday or today that it was, I guess maybe that was a Sunday during quarantine. Whatever. Or it wouldn't have been a Sunday. Yeah, it wouldn't have been a Sunday a year ago. It would have been Saturday. So that makes sense. It gave me the memory that we were doing number 5 is what I'm trying to babble about. Which, as it turns out, is where that piece from Rose came from. So next is another set of 9, and then the pieces get a little shorter as we carry on. And this is where I'm supposed to remind you, but it's going to be a while that we get to toast ahead of ourselves. But you can do whatever you want. Drink your milk, eat your toast, whatever. Drug, chocolate. No one's going to know unless you type it, and enjoy. Carrière de l'Est, Bray Bleu, Bousson.
Nope.
Camembert, perhaps.
We do have camembert, sir.
Oh, excellent. Well, hello there. Dang it. The only problem when you organize, Susie, is I was going to try to come back on with the tie, the Tuskegee Airman tie. But since I moved things, I don't know where. So I found these guys, and I considered putting the tie back on there, but it was going to be too hard in the moving. That's Stella's new friend. They've hung out on the futon there. She gets to the window now, but I don't know where the tie went. So anyway, I don't want to talk long this time, because I was just be talking long from a year ago, and that was just, yeah, I don't know. This whole meta thing is very confusing. I did get it open. Oh, that's what we can do. Is I'm going to spin this in a minute, probably make a mess, and pick the 3 Sharpies to draw with during the next scene. And I feel like it's definitely going to be a food delivery day. They were back there behind the TV. I knew where they were, but I don't know where the tie went. I might have an idea. I also am airing a live stream, if you didn't know, so like I had to pay attention. Anyway, we saw that moving, powerful, and the rest of the show will just be madness. No, get it started intelligent and emotionally, and then degenerate. Old Soldier by Jim Jones. Brand new song, as I wrote. I didn't even have time because I know he wouldn't curse. No, oh, this isn't radio, so I'm so confused. I could have played it. I can hear any fucking thing I want. So anyway, minus copyright. Don't play Bill Withers. We learned that the hard way. Jesus. Anyway, it'll turn up. Oh, I know it'll turn up. It might be 5 years from now. Things always turn up. Anyway, what was I saying? I'm sure it was important. Old Soldier. And then that was the tribute rehearsal from May's show a year ago. And then that was a rehearsal of Don't Ask Me to even guess when we did. We did the cheese sketch several times. That was a long time ago. That little short video. So coming up now is a longer scene from a year ago. I thought when I was editing earlier, and then I ran out of time today, so it's just going to be in there, that I think this is where it gets meta within meta, that the rehearsal where the phone rings was from show 5, which happened in May of 2021. But anyway, there's too much to think about. It's very confusing. But there's a little bit of Rose, Margot Cole, reading a poem of mine, and then the Mosey Boys, more music from Uncle DT. You'll know the song. There's a little flashback in there, something wacky, and the Kitties, both Stanley and Stella Lynn, and a very special treat from. That's all one piece from my point of view. Anyway, because I still try, just because I'm ridiculous, to get 3, 6, 9, just like the rhythm of threes. Anyway, I'm not gonna say what that is, but I do want to say that we'll tell you after who the audio is. I mentioned the images, and I said a year ago the only good thing about Facebook Memories. The images are completely random. They have nothing to do with the work, and I didn't have time other than I barely got them in there, to be honest. In fact, it could be a nightmare. It could have, I don't know, I could have put something wrong. There could be furry naked pictures of me in there for all I know. I don't think so. I think it's just a bunch of my memories from the last 10 years or 15 on Facebook and that. So what happened with Ain't No Sunshine, Oregon, you may not know, is and Timbo didn't, I think he's busy or hopefully okay at least, sent that, when he's been sending stuff for the past few months now, sometimes he makes these goofy videos with songs in the background, and sometimes you hear songs in the background. Oh, you guys sleeping? Stanley wants food. Anyway, since it's not a monetized channel, I mean, there's almost always something that supposedly violates copyright, but it's not a copyright anybody cares about. Hi, Telly. Oh, nice paw. Hi, hungry. So anyway, what happened was a few shows ago, Susie trying to watch the end on the playback. So I can't get the chat, so I figured out I had to edit out, which took 9,000 hours in YouTube Studio, a 30-second snippet of Timville being weird to Bill Withers, and it was shortly after all of the De La Soul catalog had finally become available, because the Turtles, y'all have heard this story, so I'll go on, sued De La Soul in the late 80s, 90s, and hip-hop, blah, 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 sample, that none of their catalog ever had the internet clearance, because that record label doesn't really exist. And so when they weren't thinking about when they paid for clearance of a song on a record about an internet, because it didn't exist. So anyway, yeah, the YouTube police. It's really not, it's not really YouTube. I get it. If I feel like Bill Withers who's long dead, obviously, he's in similar limbo. It's scumbag promoters. It's not really YouTube. It's scumbag record labels. Like, they're just probably haven't paid Bill Withers' estate, and that's why it triggered. Because, I mean, Hayes' videos, videos of artists in the Julesworks, if it's on, CD Baby or whatever on YouTube, will get a copyright. It just never has mattered. And only did in that case. And then when you have to edit something out, you lose the chat playback. So anyway, we're gonna have, and then a very short snippet of Jim singing. So we got, a year ago's piece, a special treat, Jim Jones, and I'll be back. No, I really find it hard to get mad at YouTube because, first of all, they're the only streaming service I pay for, the premium. The only streaming service whose algorithms make any sense. It's not even. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. How does this work? I'm going to drop them all. There's no arrow. All right. What in the Sam Dickinson? All right, we got a fine point green. As you can see, it's spinning. Spinning the magic wheel. That's a beautiful tiger on the cover. Funnily enough, it'll probably get easier to see when it's darker outside, if that makes any sense. I think that's a medium purple. That's great. Number 3. I don't even know what the hell. Still picking. Don't break. I think that's medium orange. Anyway. Or was that fine and real fine? You fine. There are some mysteries in here. Alright, that's exciting. It's a great show. It's just as good as Hee-Haw. To Hee-Haw. But Memorial Day to the soldiers, to people who keep leaving their earthly realms, and in a good way to you all for joining. Gotta live while we can. Don't worry, there's lots of time to drink it throughout the show, and cheers at the end. So here comes scene 2, and I'll see you good people after.
Hi, I'm Rose. I'm a widow who would like to be a merry widow, but I'm not sure how to get a boyfriend. I don't have one now. Well, I looked up what I should do and found I should find one right where I am. In the office, married men. In church, damn, there goes the phone.
That's okay, I paused it. So you can start over or pause?
Yes, we'll start over.
Okay.
Hi, Jules and Julesworks. This is Mario Cole from Crypt Video Productions in Teatro Praguas. Jules informed me that he writes poetry, and I decided I wanted to read one of them. So the words you're about to hear belong to Jules Rubin, not to me. So the poem goes like this. Everything in the world is hard to open. Eating some carrots, the world is difficult to open. Packaging, wrapping ideas, the brain, because of the almighty world stopper. No, not just that, though that is a thing too. Like it, so far perhaps the next part belongs or is going to be better on its own. Keep clean, safe, alive as best we all can, star made of us floating through the sky. loving when we listen, souls passing through the moon. One day we will all be cleaner, safer, and still floating together to the best we can. When it feels like the moon is sighing, crying behind the night clouds, hiding, maybe we all are, but can peek out from time to time with the wind as the whole world sighs. To live, enjoy, breathe, a little even. Stephen Jules Rubin, written May 7, 2020. So, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you want to hear more of those, Jules, you just let me know. See you soon.
Well, we sure appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We appreciate Emily and the whole crew for taking care of you and taking care of us. We got CDs, we got mailing lists, we got marital advice, we got everything you could possibly want right up here. I hear that train coming around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when, but I'm fucking nice and busy. Frankly's dragging. When I hear that train moving on out to San Mama always told me, be a good boy, son. Stay out of trouble, man. Don't ever play with a gun. But I shot a man at me just to watch him die. When I hear that train moving, I hang my head and well, I've been with lots of rich folks and some fancy dining cars. I've drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. I know I had it coming. I know I can't beat. When I hear that train moving, that's what tortures me. What you got, DT? with wheels. Feels like that woman gone, big river. I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Well, I met her accidentally in St. Paul, Minnesota. Will tore me up inside of here. Draw that silver draw. I heard my dreams back downstream before and then out on port, and I followed you, Big River, in the car. Well, I taught that weeping willow how to cry, cry, cry. Taught the clouds how to cover up the clear blue sky. Tears I cried for that woman gonna flood you, Big River. I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Well, back down my bathroom, River Queen broken off. Take that woman on down to New Orleans, New Orleans. Go on, I had enough. Got my boots, got my stuff. She wants you, Big River, more than me. Well, I taught that weeping willow how to cry, cry, cry. Taught the clouds how to cover up the tears. Tears I cried for that woman gonna love you, Big River. I'm gonna sit right here until I die. That's right. I'm gonna sit right here until I die. I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Thanks so much, everybody. You guys both boys. Big Tom, Jack. We'll see.
That's it. Thanks, everybody.
Three questions for her that she already knows the answer. That is what drives you to about based off the East Coast, correct?
Yes, I cast disabled actors, and all of the films and all of the content is written and directed and produced by me.
Wonderful. Wow, looks like we weren't out of time, but I do want to remind them that they can also check out Julesworks, Julesworks Follies YouTube channel. And thank you, Margot. Thank you, Crip Productions. Thank you, Teatro Paraguas. Santa Fe would not be the same without that entity. So cheers. All right. Any last word? Cheers. Thumbs up.
Cheers, everybody.
What are you watching, Stella? What you watching?
Little snack. We got leftovers.
Stella.
Turkey down there in the pan. It's very delicious. Some dessert.
Stanley, who's that?
Little something to drink for later. Yeah, we got. We need yogurts.
Who's that?
Prep for tomorrow. Right, Sammy?
Right? Stanley? Stella. Who's that? Good looking people.
This is a fuzzy boy.
Who is a fuzzy
Your
boy?
11th.
Who's a fuzzy?
15th breakfast.
What? He's eating honey. This
Hands
was
a boy.
that was Thanksgiving, remember?
My hands a boy.
He's always Thanksgiving.
Can't eat like that every day, Stanley.
Oh, yes, you can.
What? He said yes, we can.
What? Echo.
Won't throw it out.
November, May, same thing.
Alright.
Stella, are you busy?
What the heck?
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm doing this.
3.
Stella has a new house.
3.
This is me getting ready today. No, you can't see me because I gotta change shirts.
Some more.
It's very dirty.
Stuffed cannelloni.
You might want to place your order, as I was saying. Oh, here comes the boss.
You come by?
That's her bonus.
You got your cream.
Because I don't know how focused she is on
Okay.
focused, timely
Love
cooking.
you.
She'll help you, especially eat the creamy parts.
She can do. I meditate, she says.
And
You meditate, you can.
you can use me as a reference if you'd like.
That?
Llama, that my niece made that. There we go. Look,
Nothing happens.
this wasn't just a waste of time. Nothing's a waste of time,
This is.
except for time itself.
If you're not Patreon, you get more true videos like this, right?
That's true. Yes, if you do Patreon, that's where you can
Nah.
see this nonsense. All right, we better get this up and get going. Good boy. Stanley, you're so handsome on TV. That's how it happens. Behind the curtain, magic. There's something. Hey, Stan. Hey, Stan. Stella, you in your house? And your shack? All right. Thank you. I'm taking photos too. All right. Stella, Stanley, the brain trust of Julesworks. This is Jules the Folly. Quick look. Goodbye. All right, hey there. Hey, all right. And, yeah. Wherever there's a George Harrison nut, there's a ukulele. Not to mention shiny ribs. L-O-L-A-Lola. Okay, no, it's way too early in the night. But I did grab a prop that is more relevant. Speaking of tree hugging, and yes, I actually know where some things are because I am little by little get ready for more business, putting the house in order. Oh wow, llama shadow. Haha, that's pretty cool. Yes, I have a Star Wars Instapot that I haven't put together yet. That box is waiting. This couch I'm on came from for it to be Stanley's for a little bit, and then not be the house, but you know, baby steps. And our kitchen still hasn't gotten up there for a while, and I'm gonna stop busy camera work in a minute. There's the famous bathroom. There's a Star Wars curtain. I'll show you later. And Stella's in the bedroom resting at the moment, enjoying. She's listening now that we. Thank you, Daniel Werwath. He came over and helped me get the internet working fully. Of course, then I realized that my Roku could have gone wireless. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. Triple Jules, something. That was, yeah, hobby, that was ridiculous. That was, but, okay, I'll speak up. I'm talking to the thing. Here. That's what I say about all these voices in my head. There's flies in the kitchen. That's what I could play. These are John Prine fly sweaters that don't actually touch flies because they're collectible. There's flies in the kitchen. I can hear them, they're buzzing. And I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. How the hell can a person go to work in the morning, come home in the evening, and have nothing to say? Okay, I thought this was not going to be a long break. But anyway, oh yes, yeah. Somebody joined Susie on the Patreon, so I have to make more videos like opening up the George Harrison box set and more. Oh, hey, I forgot last time. I'm not doing this yet, but I don't forget. Oh, don't forget to pick up the Sharpies you just dropped you. Dude. Anyway, we're going to open up this merch later from Jamie Harris, mystery bag. Anyway, we're going to tell you what you just saw in Kariyama Scene 3. As I said, these scenes are longer than before, which is good because I'm actually like watching. So that was, let's see, reverse order. That was lots of babbling about was that we're all missing other things, so thank you for watching. Behind the scenes today, oh right, Michael Handler's birthday, that's how I got to that. Metaphysical Biscuit is letting yourself interrupt yourself and then getting back to the thought. There was that Stella trailer that you will remember from a while ago, because I got home and he sent me a video, and as I played it through the big gold TV, which I didn't have then, but it still had a sound. It's better now. Yes, I'm not speaking full sentences because I'm trying to rush and get back to the show. But I do want to say that it's fun to watch Stella watch herself, and that's why she's resting. Yes, I know I said something for you, Susan, and I forgot what it was, but you're welcome. Anyway, all right. So that, yes, Stella has a shack behind me now, and it was upside down. You're right. The Julesworks Follies, that was Margot Cole. I was just finding some greatest hits from her and Rose, and that was one. Folsom Prison Blues medley, as I posted. The Irish Pub. Here's to the Irish Pub. Pearl Haggard. Margot kindly read from the past. It's fun to see those old videos, by the way. It's fun to see me in the other house in the different lighting. And I will say something I've said on air recently, which I forgot what I was talking about, but that doesn't matter. You know, for a while I had not, some of these people in the chat, I'll say, interrupt myself, because it's relevant, or people that I met and love, watching Quarantine's live streams, in particular the award-winning live stream from our Reverend Todd Snyder. That was every Sunday, the whole Quarantine's, and our buddy Hayes Carl, who is probably, hopefully, going to be on Metaphysical Biscuit in July, as well as the Shiny Ribs we're talking about, hopefully, this next Sunday. Anyway, met those folks, and we've stayed in touch through music we loved and live streams. But that for a long time, when it was winding down as such, I was like, I can't go back to that place, but mentally yet, but sort of did by accident. So in a similar way, and this, if you start hearing banging, The only bad thing about living here is something went wrong with the insulation between ceiling roofs, and I pulled the bad straws. Oh, sorry, people up there. I don't even know what they look like. I met the neighbors next to them. They don't even know them. So they're not neighborly. They don't mean to stomp on my head, but they're some sort of trolls with heavy shoes. Management's been trying to deal with it because I was actually, as someone who, once I'm asleep, because I take score targets to sleep, I was woken up fucking last Saturday when I was performing for the first time with Julesworks Live and Rose for 2 years, and woken up at 5:30 in the morning by that stomping. So I was like, can you please ask these people, are they wearing shoes? Like, it can't be that bad all the time. So I was like, I'll buy them slippers. Anyway, that was a definite digression. All right. We had, let's see, Random Rose before the poetry. Thank you, Margot, for reading my poetry. That's what I was saying. And seeing those old videos is fun. Please feel free to record more. It's fun because I write those things, but I just sort of, I knew I wasn't going to be a professional writer because I can't focus and edit, as you can tell. But poetry, that's what I call it, poetical outbursts. And that part outside of video, Originus Res, will be our chat and toast in the finale coming up in a while. Not too long.
I loved the little office I worked in from 19-something to 19-something else. It was in, let's call it Preston Memorial Hall, a big, turreted Gothic building located on the campus of a local university. The edifice was built of native stone with a lovely arch and numerous gargoyles, and I thought it was breathtakingly beautiful. It housed a 1,200-seat concert hall with an impressive stage, which was still used when someone of stature was invited to speak. Normally it was sadly vacant because a large modern theater had been built on the major thoroughfare that bordered the campus. My office could only be reached from behind the stage. It was at the top of one of the 2 towers located at either end. Our tiny department, 4 on staff and 2 students, had the tower to ourselves. I had heard there was another office far off in the other tower. The rest of the hall was empty. I preferred to start the workday as early as possible. I liked to get the bulk of my writing done before the phone started to ring and my co-workers arrived. Theoretically, I could expect interference from drop-in visitors too, but happily these never materialized. Every day from about 6:30 a.m. to at least 9 and often much later, I would have the entire building to myself, so I loved the mornings. The street lights didn't shine as far as the heavy doors at the hall entrance, but I always got in okay because they were never locked. It would usually be dark outside when I stepped into the darker hall, and when I slowly walked up the long dark aisle to the stage, I might as well have had my eyes closed. It sometimes occurred to me that I ought to ask the maintenance guy assigned to the building where the light panel was, but though I often heard him or knew he was around because of the scent of pipe tobacco, we hadn't yet run into each other, and it seemed silly to light up the whole place just to make it a little easier for me to get across the stage and the area behind it to the tower stairs. In fact, I enjoyed groping my way up 4 flights in the dark to open my office door. It was like briefly stepping out of the craziness that was the rest of my life, and rather than turn on the garish overhead fluorescence when I got there, I would just switch on my tiny desk lamp. I could look out my window and see the stars, with nothing to break the silence but the distant footsteps or hammering of the maintenance guy, the friendly scent of his pipe sometimes floating up the stairs. Mornings were cozy. The building seemed welcoming and safe, a true sanctuary. I could lose myself in my writing. I imagined that when eventually our paths crossed, I would invite this unobtrusive man in for a cup of coffee. In the meantime, I was grateful for the solitude. Then late one morning, when the first co-worker, also a new hire, had arrived, and we were still chatting about how we'd spent the previous evening with Kat's or boyfriend, and how we planned to spend the next, with boyfriend or Kat's, a young woman screaming nearly paralyzed us with shock. We stumbled to our feet. Unbelievably, this totally panicked freshman turned up the volume till her voice cracked, and as we ran to the stairs and saw her, craning her neck like a frantic baby bird, clutching a package to her chest, she was shrieking, "Help! Help! Help! Is anybody here? Where are you? Hurry up! Don't leave me here alone!" When she saw us, she babbled until she finally ran out of breath. We stood uneasily on the stairs, wondering just what we were dealing with. "Oh, man, there really is somebody here. If you hadn't come just then, I was leaving. Oh, man. I've got something for you. My professor made me bring it. She made me. How can you stand this place? It's so creepy. Come down here and get this package, will you please? I want to get out of here." My colleague and I looked at each other. Was it drugs? The kid looked like Shirley Temple. Was she afraid of the dark? It was a sunny spring morning. The stage area was shadowy in places, but light was streaming down the stairs through our open office door, and the freshman had apparently propped the double entrance doors open wide before coming in. "I'm going," she said, but she started to shudder and sway where she stood. Maybe she had mono? Maybe she was feverish rather than creeped out? We ran down the stairs, taking each story in a few breaths. She sized us up, and apparently because my coworker was nearly old enough to be her mother, she latched onto her with vice-like fingers. I took the package, and we helped her outdoors to a bench. Still wondering what kind of breakdown the poor girl was having. Her hands were cold and clammy. She was gasping. Her heart was racing. When we found out what was actually wrong, we laughed like crazy, partly in relief. "This place is haunted," she said. "I couldn't stand it if I saw a ghost. I don't know what I'd do. I can't believe you're working here. Nobody will even come here," she said. Oh, come on. Nobody wants to come here for any reason. "I'll go up and get us all some coffee," I said, "if you'll tell us everything you know about the ghost." She shrieked again, making me jump, and confirming my view that any visitors to my sanctum would only prove aggravating. "You're not going up there alone?" "Watch me," I said, or words to that effect. "We could go up with her," my friend suggested to her, speaking as you would to a 3-year-old. "There are comfortable chairs up there." No way. She was firm on that, so I got the coffee. Her tale was intriguing and irritating. For 40 years, from 1881, the ghost had been the beloved principal of what was then a private normal school. He was arguably the initial force behind its transformation. The building was his memorial. He was a kindly soul who cared deeply about the university and everyone who was part of it. Although he would be remembered as a somewhat shy and unassuming man, he had spent a great deal of time walking the campus, talking to students, seeing for himself what was working and what needed improvement. His office furniture was in the other tower. 2,000 of his books, many first editions signed by authors he'd known personally, were housed in a little museum adjoining it. It was believed he was still watching over things, a concept that struck my friend as lovely, and the student as too horrible to contemplate. I felt terribly excluded. "Good grief," I said. "I've been feeling my way around this place in the dark for months now. You'd think I'd have seen something. A figure? A flash of light?" One of the housekeepers saw him in his old desk chair while she was cleaning the president's office in the other wing. They keep it locked. Nobody else, or at least nobody who said. "Then why in the world are you scared to see him if he never appears?" "People hear him. His footsteps and stuff. And he smoked. They say whenever he's around you can smell his pipe." The older woman's jaw dropped. She couldn't speak but pointed toward me. The freshman squealed. I got that odd definitive shiver in my spine that tells you when something strange is true. We made inquiries. No security guards came by in the morning. The main door was left unlocked. There was no maintenance man assigned to the building. None of the maintenance men were in the habit of timing in before dawn. So for the remainder of my year there, I would stand for a few moments on the darkened stage when I arrived. "Good morning, Mr. Preston," I'd say. The hall had good acoustics. I was sure he heard me. I felt happy in that building, and even more tranquil now that I knew. I never saw him, but I heard him. Nearly every morning as I stood alone on the stage, the scent of pipe tobacco would drift by. It pleased me to know that he was making his rounds, and all was well.
This is a verse that I really have no clue as to what it's about. Sitting in the windowsill singing to my love slot, bucket filled from the window up above. You and the grasshopper eating ice cream. You got shit so lady wanna be. Stay all night, stay longer, dance all right, dance a little longer, pull off the coat, don't see white holes, stay a little longer. Big rat, you got a pat on the head, you don't like biscuits, get up on drink, go from the big foot, about half roll, jump on the man like out on the bone, stay all night, stay a little longer, dance all night, dance a little longer, pull off your coat, don't in the corner, don't see white, don't stay a little longer, stay all night, stay a little longer, dance all night, dance a little longer, pull off your coat, don't in the corner, don't see white, don't stay a little longer, don't see white, don't stay a little longer. See why don't stay a little longer.
All right. Well, Stella's now dancing around a little bit nervously. You can stay here, girl. What? Anyway, I do have a drawing to show you, and we'll carry right on. But first, I'm such a radio dude. The callback, playback, whatever it is. And I don't know. That's bizarre. This camera. I think it would just be settings. Anyway, enough tech nonsense. So let's see. We just saw. There you go, Stelly. She's probably looking for a lap or something to eat. He's had plenty of dinners now. He was eating the whole time pretty much. He's perfect. She ended up on that throne, which is great. It's only there for her. I definitely would not have that little throne by the door. But the things we do for our cats. Did you see that meme? Somebody, it's a skeleton and with a cat on it. And it says the things we do for our cats. I couldn't move because the cat was comfortable. Anyway, scene 2 was from a year ago, rehearsal of what I think was a year prior. I thought as I was editing hours ago today that I was the rest of that. But then as I put in the chat, I feel like in some ways that piece Rose was about to do from May of 2021, I guess, is probably better for the future. It's going to be about dating, I think. So anyway, and that went into Margot Cole, our beloved Margot Cole, reading a poem I wrote a year ago. The Mosey Boys, Folsom Prison Blues, Uncle DT. That was, you're going to hear Rose talking about theater walk and all sorts of other meta things that I just going to let go because it'll make my head hurt to even try to explain right now. There's a definite drip in the space-time continuum as I type, but I think it's a fine one today. Anyway, seems safe. So no, everybody's okay. Everyone's all right. Right? I don't remember what I just said that you saw, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Everything's fine. The Flash of Theater Walk. Right. I think. I don't know where we are. Who am I? What? So, and then me from a year ago at the other place. And then, so that was University Ghost by Sue Byam. Our beloved, maybe Susie in the chat. If you're watching later, you may or may not have the chat playback on. You won't be able to if we get a copyright violation from Bill Withers or from people not paying Bill Withers. More. Anyway, and random images. That was all the stuff I was saying earlier about all those images I found and looking for the class of '92 senior day photo with I know his name. Come on. Well, as I say, as past me said or will say in this show, metaphysical biscuit is the implication that you get a thought, let it go, and the other one will come back. If you struggle for it, you won't think of it. What's his name? What's his name? You won't ever. And I won't. I don't know what you will. So anyways, yeah, poem by Susie. Thank you for recording that with a whole bunch of random images. Those are the images that I was saying that I, while looking for the specific photo, found all those other ones. That's mostly what that was. If anybody looked familiar, I'm not trying to brag, they might have, because there was a photo in there of at the Sedona Film Festival with me and Giancarlo, and two other people, and Giancarlo Esposito, who was Gustavo Fring on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, is on one of those Star Wars shows, been in movies, and Spike Lee, way back. And then one of my favorite character actors, Damon Harriman, who I don't think you would be very recognized as who played Charles Manson in the Tarantino movie, but apparently he was Charles Manson in some show, and he's been in all kinds of cool shows. Australian character actor, and speaking of Rommel, when I met that guy, and then later looked at his credits, I was like, wow, really, because there's this James Caan show, Las Vegas, all these weird things that he was in that I happened to have seen. It could have felt stalky, but I think he knew better. He knew better, and he was impressed because he was in an Australian sketch comedy show with some crazy title, The Elegant Gentleman's Guide to Knife Fighting, and blah, blah, blah. So the guy, you saw me rehearsing with Rommel, who fixed everything around here. We did a couple scenes in the old Julesworks Ensemble Follies And so I got to tell that guy, and he's like, whoa, because probably the only American he's ever met that even knew they existed. So anyway, there you go. And the token cartoon, yes. I just dumped him in there. I literally was just and exported. I mean, I spent all day crafting that for you. Anyway, and then Jim Jones' Stay All Night Short. And before I hit the next scene, where's the camera? So far, with the 3 colors from the wheel, it says, oh, it says Troopy. Well, no, it says Trippy, because I tripled up the letters. That's a giraffe, so I got to finish. It says, I am a giraffe, and then it says, Bear on Atlas D by Jules. So before I carry on to finish, let's get some more colors into this trippy. I mean, it's trippy. Woo, spin the wheel. Oh, beautiful tiger, by the way. A fucking tiger, man. Never get out the boat. Watch. Now, for saying that, we'll get a YouTube violation from the studio that owns Apocalypse Now. Ah, nice. I want to get one of this ones. Pink fine point. Are they all fine and real fine? That's all right. I like the fatties. I have plenty. As past me said, there's... Oh, there's a mystery one. Something of a Sharpie from a year ago. What is that? Is that mystery? Is that light pink? We'll have to find out. One more. Spin the wheel! I heard that. Hey, that time it fell out. Is that a mystery? It's all a mystery. Maybe the mystery just all of a sudden it's like not the color you think it is. And starts drawing on its own. Which song? I don't know what you're talking about. Is that a Ricky Nelson song? Oh, I don't know. Who the hell did write Stay All Night, Stay a Little Longer? I don't know. Good question. Cardi B? I don't even know what that is. What did David say? Uncle DT, yeah, because you're a stoner and you forget you're on TV. I'm going to look it up. This is like the first time. I do a radio show and I never look things up. So now I'm going to waste time looking it up. Who wrote Stay All Night? And then I'm going to do a toast to Tina Turner, speaking of, before hitting play. Stay a Little Longer. Of course we don't know. It's the Brothers Osborne. It's a Western by Bob Wills. Oh, Bob, well, we know, but you don't remember that. But Bob Wills is still king. That's one of Jagger. We're going to do a little country tonight. That's bad, Jagger. Bad boy. We're going to do it like my hat. It looks like the hat from me a year ago, by the way. What isn't? When the Stones, there's a live clip of the Stones doing Waylon Jennings. Bob Wills is still king, but he calls him. What do you call? He's like, here's a country song we don't do. God, this accent's bad. I'm tired. Waylon is called by Waylon Jennings. That's what it is. It says Waylon Jennings. Apparently, but the Brits are always right? Except for the French. They're even more right. So if they say it's Bowish, then it's Bowish. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see if I can get some hate mail to myself. That would be the coolest thing ever. I'd hate mail as the Susans know. It's okay, Stanley. For offending a Frenchman from Boston on the radio. But oh man, I would love to get hate mail for our own variety show, whatever this is. I looked it up. I just said that. Oh, right. Here's a delay. Duh. The one time I look it up, so did you. That's life. Okay. So, memorial, and then what did I say to, I haven't thought of his name yet. I forgot already. I said something. Anyway. Oh, yeah, but I got to tell you what's in the next scene. The next scene has scene 3. Moving right along. Oh yeah, the comedy crew. I'm a little confused about what's going to be next. I do remember. And a little Margot. There's a flashback. There is one scene. There's also a flashback from the flashback that we saw a long time ago. And I hate how great you are, Nicola Salas. And then this is where you get to see from yesterday. So we'll go all over the map, time map, since there's a leak. Yesterday at Uncle DT's Smokehouse, There was a gig, and Billy Moore on banjo, David Tom vocals and guitar. So I wrote vocals, guitar wrangler. Steve Smith on the mandolin, not David in this. And I took a whole video while cooking or heating up. He cooks. Anyway, it was busy. It was good. And Ann Luna on bass. And I saved her name for last because we thought we looked familiar. She had been brought up to be part of the Prime Tribute. The bassist who lives in Uncle DT, David and I have been joking that Fort Sumner she was coming up from, which is where I joked, what is that? I don't know anybody from Fort Sumner. That's where Billy the Kid was shot by Pat Garrett. I was like, unless they're related to Billy the Kid or Bob Dylan or Pat Garrett or whatever. It's near Roswell-ish, sort of. So it's southern New Mexico, more east. It's not very pretty. Sorry. But anyway, Fort Sumner. But she's a very talented bass player. So that's what we're going to see. And yeah, I was like, that's me looking at the chat. And be back in a bit. Enjoy.
I need to create something for Julesworks. It's happening pretty soon. But what will I do? Oh, I know. The AARP magazine came and has a great article called Finding Their Heroes. It's about the people who inspired athletes like Greg Louganis and authors like Amy Tan and political figures like Mazie Hirono. And I have a hero mentor of my own, Lewis Black. Lewis became my mentor when he had a cruise way back in 2010. The cruise promised days and nights of comedy and fun and a time with your favorite comic, Lewis. The cruise could last a full week, so we had a lot of other comedians too, including a comedian, Catherine Madigan. I remember all of their names because I bought a t-shirt. And the t-shirts got all of their names. And, well, you know, I never throw anything out. So that's why I still have a t-shirt from 2010. Oh, and of course, I have Lewis's autograph. His magic marker never washed out of the t-shirt, no matter how many times I washed it. I liked the first cruise so much that when they had one the following year, I went on that one too. So now I have my badge from 2011. And during that cruise, we had comedy classes for anyone who wanted to learn how to be a comic. It was taught by Vic Henley and some of the other comedians, not Lewis. He was resting up for later, I guess. And then we had the grand finale. All of the members of our class had a chance to go to the main ballroom and give their comedy routine to all the other cruisers who were not in the class. Why have I got performance issues? Anyway, my routine was put last on the bill. I found out later that if you were last, that was because you were the headliner. So I returned home back to Albuquerque, and I had my t-shirt, my badge, and a comedy routine. And I found out that the theater group that I was part of was going to have a talent show. They called it East Mountains Got Talent. So I auditioned, and I got to be part of the talent. And then you know what happened? The state bar decided to have a talent show too. They called it The State Bar's Got Talent. So I joined that one, and my comedy career was just taking off. I found out about comedy shows at the Malarkey Pub and at the Dam Bar and, of course, the Dirty Bourbon. So I joined those too. And then I moved back to Santa Fe. And whereas Albuquerque had a lot of interesting comedy clubs, they didn't in Santa Fe. Had some interesting theaters, no comedy clubs. So I put away my comedy routine. It's now in the section called Word in my computer. So I can get it out. Do you want to hear it? I hope Margot is interested, and how about Susie? Of course, I hope Jules is interested. So here we go.
Hi, Jules and Julesworks. This is Margot from Video Productions and Teatro Paraguas. I just wanted to share a little holiday song with you that's called The True Gift of Gifting from My Little Pony, The Best Gift Ever episode. So the song goes like this. The most magical gift that I can recall. It could have been big or small or even nothing at all. It doesn't matter, you see, if it's from my friends on whom I depend. No matter what you spend, it will be perfect to me. The true gift of gifting is what it means inside. We can show we care, spreading love far and wide. The true gift of gifting is totally free, and you're the best there is at giving it with the friendship that you give to me. We've all been friends forever, and look how far we've come. The holiday brings us close, and now it's time for fun. The greatest gift you give to me is more precious than gold. Never ended, always mended, and it can't be bought or sold. The true gift of gifting is what it means inside. We can show we care, spreading love far and wide. The true gift of gifting is totally free, and you're the best there is at giving it with the friendship that you give to me. So if you want to see more songs like that, I suggest checking out a musical piñata for Christmas, which will be available on Zerb by the time this video airs, I hope. And if you want to see my work at Crypt Video Productions, that's at cryptvideoproductions.com. Bye-bye.
Hello! What was that? I farted. Just kidding. We are 6 feet apart in our minds. Just kidding. That's our band. I love saying this. This is great. Stop laughing at me. I'm talking. Here's a song that we wrote. I wrote, we did together, all together. Here we go. Here's a song. I'd like to be in some place perfect for me. But don't you know, there is no place like that except when I'm with you. Oh shit, Jazz! I totally forgot to write you a part. Please don't murder me in my sleep. I promise that I'll write you something great in the next song. It'll be really great and you'll like it a lot. Does it sound okay with you?
Okay.
Sorry. You are the shit and don't I know it. You bitching bitch like what the hell. You make this rocking world sing by being the star you are. You make me sick and don't you know it. With your constant awesomeness I straight up vomit when I think about
to hell because you broke the rules of being stupid cool. You're simply way too chill. I love your face, and I wanna punch your face with my love and rip it off to reveal you are an alien, 'cause no human can compare to you. Oh my god, this is a really aggressive song.
Wait, okay.
You are the shit and don't I know it. You bitch and bitch like what the hell? You make this rocking world sing. Might be the star you are. You make me sick and don't you know it. With your constant awesomeness, I straight up vomit when I think about the world without you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I hate how great you are. I hope you die after living an awesome, super special life. You always try to be the best. It's inspiring as shit. This song's for you, and I know that you don't think you're all that much, but you are great. And you need to know just how great you are. You are the shit and don't I know it. You bitch and bitch like what the hell? You make this rockin' world sing. Might be the star you are. You make me sick and don't you know it. With your constant awesomeness, I straight up vomit when I think about the world without you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I hate how great you are. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I hate how great you are.
Oh, I have to pause this thing.
You're simply way too chill.
Like you need to do something with your life.
I'd like to say, punch your face a little.
Beautiful.
I love your face. Nope. I love your face.
Oh, it's me.
It's inspiring as shit. You, and I know are. So much for chill.
Okay, are you filming? Yeah. Hello! We are, Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Noah didn't write me in his stupid fucking song. The band is playing outside. I'm inside while they're outside. So I go right and right and right. This my song of retaliation.
Do one for Julesworks.
Yeah, Julesworks.
This is gonna be in it. This is gonna go out on the World Wide Web tomorrow. Quick turn.
fun tune. Really, Bill Monroe was really the father of bluegrass, also the father of rockabilly. And this tune is sort of like one of the early ones that I think is going to call the Rockabilly Blues.
Woo!
Well, this road is funny, it won't be rocky long. Hey, this road is funny, it won't be rocky long. There's no way, yeah, turn my one down. Well, I got these blues and the burning soles on my shoes. Well, I got these blues and the burning soles on my shoes. 'Cause my woman alone, she let me live like this. Well, this road is funny, it won't be rocky long. This road is funny, it won't be rocky long. There's no way, yeah, turn my woman down. Well, I got me blues and the wearing soles on my shoes. Now I got me blues and the wearing soles on my shoes. 'Cause my woman, oh, she left me with this blues. This road is rocky, it won't be rocky long. This road is rocky, it won't be rocky long. There's no way, yeah, turn my woman down.
They're good too. Oh, you know what I realized? One thing, the audio of Susie's that's been clipped twice in a row, is I could also have it. I don't think either time it would have been at the end of the scene where I put the 3, 2, 1, or I can just remember to edit a few seconds in. But we lost a little of your dialogue both times. Anyway, I don't think you guys could see last time or now. So I didn't change the shirt costume changed last time because that's what came up. It's just getting to be chilly enough for shorts. So really, that's my Gucci shirt, and Harris is about to come up, so I figured that was fitting. There's Meta, Jamie Harris bags in the show, even that's Meta. So anyway, I've got 2 beautiful furry companions, and they've eaten At least one of us. Was very hungry. About to deal with that. Finished the callback, but let me show you. Or whatever it's called. I don't know. I mean, we've sort of reinvented the variety show of Vaudeville, as George R. Railroad Martin said, so we can call it what we want. Callback. Anyway, I had a little more. I'm going to pick 3 more before I hit start after the callback. There's some words in there. I'll show you later. It says, it said I'm a giraffe. There's now birds. It says I'm a giraffe, and now it says I am tall and I chew and poo. Puh. I gotta fix up the bear and then sell that to fund the rest of our lives. Wish. That's the kind of art that only gets discovered. You die, and someone says, "Hey, that guy had talent." Damn it! Should I cut my hair off and then I'll get some money? No. Can you see the hat? No. This is the hat that I referenced. God bless America. It says "Be a nice human" that I referenced earlier in that. When I was walking around was the car, and he said, "How many bucket hats is that now?" Or hats. So anyway, it's not out of me. What we saw was from a year ago a tease of, I think that was from the year prior. So I think that was Julesworks monthly number 5, where Rose spoke about the comedy cruise with that shirt and all. Louis Black. I was trying to remember that with Edie and talking on the phone, her cousin Edie. So I don't know. I'm in the Memorial for Rose on June 11th coming up. There'll be a slideshow prior, which can be long. There's a reception for about 45 minutes from the pastor who was insisting that things in advance seemed like there should not be a Paraguas theatrical show and their tribute at the same time that I was the original plan because of people coming from Texas once. That she's now being time specific. We had a Zoom is typical of why I'm so not time specific, but in this case, one has to do what one has to do. Oh, and that's what I forgot today is to check and write my uncle. I think the obituary, which has been on legacy.com, was printed in New Mexican yesterday, Santa Fe, New Mexican. So anyway, yeah, the giraffe's coming along, right? He had some gummies. Well, you said, oh, sock. It needs socks. That's what I forgot. So, yeah, we had that. And Margot Cole's Gift of Giving. And then I think we only played that once in the last couple of years, and not often. And in the YouTube description, Nicola wrote something about a flashback to a flashback. And he wrote, this was done a while ago. It was irresponsible to be so close to each other. And none of us have shown any signs of being sick, but we will do better next time. This song goes out to whoever the hell you want it to go out to. So obviously he wrote that. They did that early on in 6 Feet Apart reference in Quarantines. And he wrote that later in Quarantines, which is all now over. Very meta. Good thing I'm not sober, because I would have made my brain hurt. I mean, good thing I'm sober, or else that might have made my brain hurt. That would not be funny if I suddenly was getting one of those pulmonary diseases. But I'm not, I'm tripping. I mean, choking, tripping. I looked, that was not the drugs talking. Never blame drugs. That was because I looked. But look at the little bear. It's the LSD bear. Oh, wait, that's the Grateful Dead. I take it back. It's the Serious Bear. Speaking of giraffes, that's really African. Okay, and don't forget too, at the end, we're going to open the guitar. But, and it's not, there isn't a whole lot minus calls for bonus left. But there kind of is, because no, I'm fine. I don't choke. Don't jinx me. So anyway, coming up next. Oh wait, shush. So then we had from yesterday. That was So we wound up lucking into the Jim Jones song. It's brand new at the beginning of the show. And the only other thing that is new, Susie's phone, apologies. The third thing, of course, was that clip from yesterday at Uncle DT's Smokehouse. And Luna on bass, Steve Smith on mandolin, Billy Moore on banjo, David Tom, he had a guitar and was singing, right? Yeah. Well, that was Steve with him singing. So, coming up now is from a year ago again. I'm going to apologize in advance. I remember now, this was when Rose was really up. You can see she's really upset about tech stuff. I don't know whether one of these two pieces that I had aired already, that I don't have the rest of in this show, are connected to what I say. But anyway, so we did a Zoom that had a little echo. It happens sometimes. And she was having echo with her church Zoom, I remember a year ago. So anyway, and that's going to go into a secret. Shh. It's a secret. One of you doesn't know. Except a year ago, you didn't. Now, that's up to your memory. And then a video that I did a couple weeks ago, opening a Jamie Harris mystery bag, like I said, but the Marigold Chase show here. You really can't see, but I'm trying to move on, not waste time. And a beautiful song that you've seen before, but we're going to see again. And I'll be back. And then we're already into the Regina rest after this next scene to me. It's about, but that whole scene coming up after this one, just so you know, has, and then you can let me know about bonus or not, has, we're like last month, it's going to be last year's chat toast Craig Turner song. I'm jumping ahead like I do. And then I'll be back. But I'll be back before that. So, just don't think about it. Let it be, man. Let it be. Speaking words of wisdom. Oh, are you calling my little bear adorable? I was trying to figure out what you're calling adorable. Here you go. Let me show you this for a little bit. Round 2 of that. And then when I show it for real, I'll take the camera off and show you. Okay, let's get going. Because I am hoping to be able to. I got a free delivery coupon. I'm a good Jew. I only order delivery. I could just heat some stuff up, but if I can pull it off. Oh, yeah. Plus, it being Memorial Day, it's probably a good thing. Because Mondays, sometimes, like, you miss all the food. But it might be easier tonight. We'll find out. I'll find out. That's not your issue. And, oh, wait. I knew I was stalling for a reason. I love that. We're going to get the last 3 colors for our sock, giraffe, monkey, bear, Uncle DT band. It's holidays. That's what this is. He's in there. I see him. What's that? I don't know yet. And woo! It's so much fun. Rommel noticed this box and he's like, "Damn, that's rad." Like, yep. Too bad he's not watching. I bet he watches this. Oh, I think it's a darker color. And one more. Get on there. I hope I put these back before I get too tired. After. Oh, where's it going? Hey, you get over here. Oh, not. It's a mystery! Yay! Hey, that's perfect. That was the last one, and I really wanted to get. Say bye, Tiger. A mystery one. And I did. Look. Can you see it? Ah, sons of bitches. I'll show you later if not. It says question mark, question mark, question mark. Mystery color. Woo! It's the Bluegrass Bear Band on drugs. You can't play bluegrass on drugs. It's too good. You can be drunk. Out on a drunk Tyler Childers. I got my Tyler Childers merch ordered finally. I got a job. I got a gig, baby. All right. Here comes that other scene, and I'll be back. Rose is not the only person to have a buzz in her Zoom, but I couldn't fix it from here. But I did manage to use filters and editing quickly within 20 minutes to make it sound less bad than it did and probably does when she's in a live Zoom, and we'll try to fix it live, Rose, don't worry. But I think in the end, in the little chat you're going to see, and Rose doing Shakespeare coming up, she sounds better. I made it so that I ended up sounding worse, which is fine, because it's her piece anyway. And then there's a random Rose after that, and I'm not going to tell you the surprise coming. It involves someone who doesn't know it's coming. And is there anybody out there? Yes, okay. Surprise, yes, involves one of you. If I say more, it won't be a surprise. Thank you. Yes, that's okay. If you want, you can always watch these things on playback on our channel right here, Julesworks Follies, and it won't be on a Sunday, but and then we're not. When I come back, we'll be closer to the Chat and Toast with Regina and the Greg Turner finale. There are traditions of a chat with someone and a toast without y'all, but we're not there yet. I'm just saying. And then bonus if we want or not. Anyway, thank you all, and take it away.
Hey! It's Rose Provan.
You seem a little, what's going on, Rose? You have to talk.
Well, I thought that I was getting you kind of tired of Grandma. I'm tired of Grandma, and so I thought about doing some of the things from my past. My good past, not my boring past.
Well, right, as you probably mean one of the things, but you have a fascinating past. I will just say we never get tired of Grandma, and I'm sure the chat is reflecting that. We love our Grandma. And so, what did you find? You were looking through your scrapbooks?
Yes, and I found my previous work in Shakespeare and thought that's what Julesworks needs, a little high-class stuff. It has poetry, but it doesn't have Shakespeare.
Speaking of lawyers, I brought a prop for you.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Moving on. Yes, you were saying? I'm sorry.
Shakespeare.
Yes.
I'm in Taming of the Shrew when it was performed at the Saul Arts Theater in Albuquerque. Saul Arts is much like the prior Julesworks venue. It's gone out of business.
Wow. Venues.
It did exist at the time that I was performing there, however, although we had a huge leak in the roof, and of course it rained during Taming of the Shrew. But probably when I wasn't quite on stage. I wasn't always on stage anyway. The play was directed by the fabulous Brad Howard, who knew, of course, that Shakespeare had men play the women's parts. And Brad asked himself, well, what will I do with all these fabulous female actors in Albuquerque? I'll have them play the men's parts. So I got the part of Baptista. Baptista is the father of the two girls, Catherine the Shrew, and her beautiful sister, Bianca. And I have my photograph that's up on the wall in my kitchen at all times. I don't know if it'll be too...
Little tilt it towards the camera. You're almost there, and bring it up a little. Oh, now we got a glare. Back towards you.
That's
no, up, but back. Up. And now, can you just... Nope, you had it down a little. We don't need to see you. Can you tilt it straight? There, well, they get a look. So which one are you?
I'm the one that's a man. The one with the mustache.
Okay.
And you are, of course, my beautiful daughters, Bianca and Catherine. And so I got myself a sport coat at Penny's and I discover I'm a medium short in a man's sport coat. And of course you saw the mustache, but I did have a little trouble with it because I kept wearing it the whole time we were in production, and it started to droop on one side, and I kept trying to push it back up. Finally, I just took it off. Right. Anyway, so if I do a little Shakespeare, I would be doing the part of Baptista, but of course, he appears with other people, and I could probably send you a bunch of sides, but I haven't done that, and we haven't been that organized. So I will just read his lines as though we ought to know what the other responses would be.
Yes, you take it away, because I respect Shakespeare. I've done Shakespeare, but when I played Shakespeare right before the shutdown, I figured I could retire from Shakespeare for a while. So you do. You take it away.
There were a bunch of men being played by women on the stage for this scene. It's about the second scene in the play, and I am meeting everybody. And I say, "You're welcome, sir," and he, "For your good sake. But for my daughter, Catherine, this I know. She is not for your turn. The more my grief." And Petruchio responds, and Baptista says, "Mistake me not. I speak but as I find." Talking about Catherine. "Whence are you, sir? What may I call your name?" He finds out, and then goes on, because there are all these other men there too. And I say to them, a thousand thanks, Signor Gremio. Welcome, good cambio. But, gentle sir, methinks you walk like a stranger. May I be so bold to know the cause of your coming?" And he finds out, Baptista finds out, that these are the men who are going to be tutors for his two beautiful daughters. "Lucentio is your name. Of whence, I pray?" He finds out. "A man of Pisa, I report." "You are very welcome, sir. Take you this lute, and you this set of books. You shall go see your pupils presently. Hola, within! Sirrah, kindly lead these gentlemen to my daughters, and tell them both these are their tutors. Bid them use them well." Then he goes back to Petruchio. "We will go walk a little in the garden, and then to dinner. You are passing welcome, and so I pray you all to think yourselves." So that's the beginning of what turns out to be a meeting between Petruchio and Catherine, which, of course, does not go well.
Oh. That's actually one of the Shakespeare plays I was in. I was Petruchio's servant.
Aha!
Yes. Well, thank you. You were too busy performing, but the audience got to see that Stanley and Stella were very appreciative. Stella's resting and enjoying, and Stanley wagged his tail and listened. And it says, "Now showing." This is for you. And one more thing. This is for you, a reveal, and for our the fans of Lord of the Rings that watch Julesworks.
Oh.
All right. And then also, lastly, for me, the reason I'm all Star Wars out is because just to make sure that some of us realize that our bodies do age as much as our mentalities may not. It was in 1977, this weekend, that a little movie called Star Wars came out, which means...
Remember it well.
One of my earliest memories was my grandma. It would probably my blood grandma, not you, not our Julesworks grandma. It probably was not 77, but my grandparents had friends who owned movie chains. I met one at my grandfather's funeral who actually had an assistant who went on to become the head of the academy about 15 years ago. He died very young, Baltimore guy. So anyway, all that to say that the memory I had in my mind as a kid of running around a theater and the Death Star is a very possibly accurate memory that my grandma, probably more 78, 9, not 77, or maybe 77, would have taken me to her friend's theater back in the day when if you ran a movie theater, you bought the movie. So what I'm saying is that because born in 74, you could think something that you have as a memory your whole life from when you were 3 wasn't accurate. So getting 20 some years later to have proven that it probably was, because I remember this thing on the screen very vividly. So anyway, Star Wars weekend. Oh, and some of you saw either on Zerb TV and still can, or live, like Rose, the plays at Teatro Paraguas, which is literally right left there as you went out that door. Anyway, my scene partner that became 2 of the scenes, my acting partner Catherine, is such a Star Wars nut. She's at the convention with 1 million other Star Wars fans this weekend. Anyway, but anything you have to say about Star Wars, Grandma Rose?
No, I haven't really seen very many of the sequels because I just really remembered what the original was like, and that one really stuck with me. Not that I owned a print of it, of course, but it was wonderful.
Yeah, the first 2 are the ones. Well, I think we should see if we can make sure that the audio is fine, thereby meaning I guess we should say goodbye. Any final words?
Well, I'm going to reprise some of my other previous works for the future. So, end of June, you'll see Grandma playing Lady Bracknell.
And we certainly won't do that by a buzzing Zoom.
No.
This was, if the audio is not terrific today, audience, we'll add here. Thank you for indulging. I miscommunicated and back and forth. I didn't realize we were doing this, so we want to share it with you. If it's a little audio buzz, thank you for understanding. Right.
I guess I'm going to get it with the buzz too, right?
Well, I'm going to see what I can do, but if I can't do anything, I will talk later. I think we should let them watch it.
Okay.
With a warning, if it's needed, but we'll find out. So I'm going to say goodbye, and you'll see me.
I will, at 5 o'clock, unless I'm in Texas, when I guess it's 6 o'clock.
Well, we could get really complicated and metaphysical on that time subject. Okay. I don't think we need to do that. Thank you for the Shakespeare fun.
Taming your.
Who's going? All right, now stop.
Hi, Jules and Julesworks. This is Margot Cole. I'm going to be doing a dramatic reading of a piece called Anxiety by Sue Marabayam. My apologies if I mispronounced that. So, Anxiety. When she woke up, the night was hot and close, but she was drawn to the cool light of a full moon over the hayfield out back. Stepping outside, she caught an intangible whiff of danger and froze. It was too still, like the faint locomotive hum before a tornado. Before her, 2 tiny twins slept in a perfect trust. Everything was quiet at the big house on the hill, every light off. Although she had no particular complaint concerning the neighbors, she scrupulously avoided them. They were not her kind, and she might as well be invisible as far as they were concerned. On paper they owned her land, but they didn't know the least thing about it or care. At any time, they might take away everything she had treasured and worked for all of her life without ever acknowledging her stewardship or achievements, or even the fertility of the soil. The things that meant everything to her had no value to them, but her security was in a higher power. Her worries sprung from her daily reality. Was there food, water, shelter, and safety for her family? Then she was content. But there was something sinister in the air tonight. Silently and at a speed, a barn owl passed over the horizon without stopping to hunt. She listened hard as only someone with the responsibility for the lives of others listens. A twig snapped. Large shadows stepped out of the trees, deer a small herd. The stag ahead seemed as nervous as she was. At his signal, the herd took off running, fawns protected in the center, for a destination very possibly further than she'd ever been in her life. Suddenly the moon was gone. She was blinded by immense headlights. Her heart pounded as the roar of the iron behemoth and the stench of its behemoth engines sent her like a shot to her quivering babies. She embraced them shuddering. Now she knew what was happening. Tomorrow the hay and the wildflowers and anyone trapped within them would lay flat and lifeless. The field giving no more shelter, no food, no pleasure. There would be more noise and the stench of relentless killing as the hay was turned into a big, dense, flammable bricks, as she sometimes recalled in nightmares. Just as the land would begin to recover and bobwhites and butterflies returned, it would happen again. The babies whimpered as their world shook. She comforted them with milk. She would forage briefly in the morning before the sun rose and dogs appeared. Life seemed to get a little bit more difficult as each year went by. She had rolled gleefully downhill again and again with her parents and siblings, but the hill, too, had been flattened with their time, and there was nowhere else to play those games. The stream they had delighted in was gone. More often than not, they drank from a trough now, fearing as far as the frog pond toward the house, lest they be seen. The woods had dwindled, and many creatures that depended on the woods were gone. But there were grubs and clover in place. Her children might quietly thrive, and it would soon be time to hibernate. The groundhogs and their more numerous cousins, the squirrels, would survive here a while yet. So that was the piece, and if you want to see more pieces, I would suggest continuing to watch Julesworks, checking out teatroparaguasnm.org, and if you want to see more of my work, you can check out cryptvideoproductions.com. Bye.
Well, hello. This is just a quickie. This came in between two Julesworks Follies, which are at the end of each month. So I just finished sending out the info. Did the May, well, we did, the April one was May 1st. The May one will be Monday, May the 29th, 5 o'clock Mountain Time on the Julesworks Follies YouTube channel. Inevitably, as I start talking, my friends here, this one just woke up. It is about 2:40 in the Mountain Time Zone on this fine 13th of May, by the way. Now that one's been with me, but he doesn't, the phone really freaks him out. This is the computer. Oh, well, hello. There's the tail. So anyway, this is a Jamie Harris, wonderful American, the queen or godmother, whatever, certainly highly talented Americana musician. And she makes these wonderful mystery bags. I got to do a Zoom interview for my, as a shamelessly plug on my things. Not really shamelessly. Anyway, Metaphysical Biscuit, Sunday Funday, Domingo Chico, and the Rhythm of Threes radio show I volunteered to do in Madrid, New Mexico on www.kmrd.fm, 96.9 FM, KMRD. You can stream it all the time, and you can listen to me Sundays 3 to 6 Mountain Time. And she knows that I buy these things and open them for that radio show as well as for this, sometimes for the live stream or Patreon. Someday maybe. You can join Joel's Patreon if you want. Help support his habits of doing silly fun things. It's terrible habits. I feel a little better. The nice bag always gets a bit schlockled. But anyway, that hat has a nice message. Thank you, Madam Zelazny, for the B-Day gift. All the great B-Days late April, early May. And I'm Jules, Stephen Jules Rubin. And so I'm just going to open this, and it'll probably wind up in a few places. Jamie Harris and Meg O'Shea played here in February in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Beautiful concert at the St. Francis Auditorium. Beautiful, beautiful. And they kindly did a Zoom, pre-recorded Zoom interview. Went about 45 minutes, and I think that'll probably end up on the YouTube soon. It aired on the radio show, the audio, obviously not the video. And they were really generous and awesome, and we joked about this. We joked about how when I moved my radio show to Sundays, I've been doing that for some 8 years, I don't know, I said, I looked, as they were talking, I looked this way and that way, because I was flanked by them, and I said, in case you were wondering what I was looking at, I noticed both my cats are listening, and pointed out how I would have to leave. They had Sundays with Mary live stream, that I would have to leave to get to Madrid, and I'd leave it on for them. And so they both loved that and said, we were quarantine cat sitters, they recognize. And I'm sure they did. And they're obviously not too freaked out now. The phone ringing and they're making weird noises. I think because the first thing Mr. King Stanley heard on the phone years and years ago, he just turned 10 April too, roughly. And the little one that walked by, Stella, is a few years older, I think 13. And this little Maine Coon King also has FIV, so we're grateful for every day with him, but he's fine. So anyway, I don't know what else there. So let's just see what's in here. First thing feels like, hi Stella, what do we got? T-shirt. We have a bunch, but we'll see. And I wanted to open this right away because sometimes there's hot sauce or bombs. So this is the awesome tank. It is about to be weather for that. I do have others, but that's okay. And I'll probably see who gets the gift of one of those. If you would like one, you can comment on wherever you see this video. I did want a koozie. That's great. I think I might have told her that. Because one night got to, I like to eat my one big meal and stupidly threw away some koozies. And this little fella over there in the corner, as a matter of fact, speaking of swag, that's a Todd Snyder shirt. So then I was like, there was a bag a nice purple bag from Todd Snyder stuff. And I was like, well, sorry if that's making noise with my hand. I was like, well, good stickers and stuff. I was like, well, what was I like? I bet you there's a koozie in this bag. And he was hanging out over there. You put anything in front of this king, and he will. Oh, that's how windy it is. That is not. If it's someone mad at me, they can fucking suck my dick. Pardon my English. It's not. No, I'm not going to edit that out. It's really, really windy. As it wants to be in April and May in New Mexico, but last night and today, normally that door would only bang if it were not locked. Hi, Stella. Yeah, you know how to get right in the frame. Look at it go. Okay, what do we got here? So anyway, yeah, the wind has been nutty. And banging. So Key West, nice sticker. Mountain Stage with Kathy Mateo. She's a good artist. Sticker. Michigan's Upper Peninsula Superior Lights. I love these. It's just random. She's like, I got me some stickers, so I'll give one to Crazy Ass Jules. Well, anybody can order this, Mr. Bag. One Longfellow Square. See here. No, Mr. Wadsworth, Longfellow Kitty. So I pulled up the koozie, and the king, this was a while ago, wanted to pull it, and they're not very big. It's pretty standard. This one just says Boone, North Carolina, Explorer Boone. That's great, because since I actually throw them away sometimes, if they get dirty in my hands, up with finding in the Todd Snyder bag a signed Hayes Carl one, which I'm not shrugging off Hayes Carl. I love it. He also kindly did an interview that is on Metaphysical Biscuit YouTube channel for the show. But anyways, last summer when he played as the Kevin Tiny Russell, that was a live Zoom, and that's online. So anyways, not a lot for him to paw, and then we traded. So he's the only one who's ever used that Todd Snyder show. Like a force of nature was approved for him. May all your hopes and dreams, the backside says, outweigh your fears and doubts. Like roughly, it's from the song. Love all those artists, props. When I did get to meet Mary and Jamie after their concert, not to brag, but just to say this is awesome. Mary referred to me as a true friend of musicians, which I appreciate. Since I volunteered in the radio show, here is a nice pen. We'll hang on to that. Hotel Monteleone, 504, wherever that area code would be. And there's, I'm gonna drink itself in a note. Oh, she definitely heard me about the koozie. That was an extra one. They don't drink anyway. So that's a Jamie Harris koozie. Woo! What does it say? It says, what? J-A-I? Jaime, I think. Jalme? Jamie! Not the smartest shit in the package. Where are you going, little lady? Oh, nice slide. Did you see it? You kind of heard that. Jalme. I was like, what? She's not Rasta. Americana folk, cool, from the heart music. But it does say folk and roll. Jamie Harris. Dope. We got two. So the signed Hayes, but I have, Hayes has been generous about, particularly during the shutdown, sending out signed cards. So I was like, well, it's going to be what it is. Woody Guthrie Folk Fest bumper sticker. It's a good one. Go on the fridge. We'll read the note last. Country queer. Nothing wrong with that. Right with it, especially in this era. Oh yeah, would you calm down with that creative. Woody Guthrie. Oh, I don't have this one. Woody Guthrie Center, which is also where the Bob Dylan thing is. This land is your land. I love it. Woody Guthrie Center. This is a good one. She's stacking me with stickers. Oh, I think maybe she hadn't sent this out. She made a instant social media post that she was glad to be home for a while from their touring, and included amongst the things she was doing was playing with her stickers. And I commented, the stickers do tell. And that might have been timed perfectly, because she sent stickers and magnets for me, not that many. Make her out. And then, the heavy metal shop in Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City, you may or may not know, does have some surprisingly cool cultural things. Oh, this is Stag Provisions for Men. I don't know if she knows that I love buffaloes. They're just a coincidence. And it's got a bunch of stuff to do. Stag recommends, and that is Congress Avenue 512. Doesn't say where that is. Where 512 is, Montana. It's got your bars and your miscellaneous and your shops and your music clubs and your restaurants. That's a good fridge situation. Man, we're stacked. So my buddy Chris Diesler, who more in the live show, he's not doing the virtual, is a big part of the Julesworks Follies live variety show. He has appeared in the virtual stuff over the few years. And he is a professional DJ in the sense that he works for our local Hutton Broadcasting. Scott Hutton, I did not know. We both grew up in Baltimore. I knew that. I didn't know him there. But anyway, he pretty much years ago decided to see if he could put Clear Channel out of business, and he did. So the mainstream radio stations, the one I'm part of, 96.1 FM KMRD LP means whatever it means. It means it's a nonprofit, low frequency. It's like, kind of like it's FM, kind of like, imagine a college radio, except for it's not done by a college, and anybody of all ages. And Camden is a volunteer DJ on that station and others. It's a pretty neat thing that's happening. Anyways, Diesler came over to say happy birthday to me and Stanley. He's definitely, don't worry, Stanley, we're almost done. So twitching and kicking a little bit because he's like, who are you talking to? You're not going to do one of those 5-hour live streams. Not right now. on Memorial Day, May 29th, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. And they listen to me on Sundays, 3 to 6 Mountain Time. www.kmrd.fm. So anyways, one of these is already on the fridge, and Diesler got all excited, but I said, take it. And he said that his other coworkers would might get jealous, but I'm going to tell him I now have more than one. I Like You, Casey Turner Presents. That's neato. Looks like might be some sort of Brooklyn radio. Oh, I found put into my watch list a bunch of old radio broadcasts that are kind of neat that I haven't watched too much of yet. Speaking of Woody Guthrie and Bob Dylan, one of the things that Bob Dylan that I love, he's a great poet, obviously, a lot of other sides to him, but obviously a giant cultural figure. The Heaven's Door bourbon whiskey he has made and designs the bottles. He makes sort of sculptures out of trains. It's really neat. Anyway, also is he did on the Sirius radio back in the day, and now they're on the YouTube's free Same Time Radio, and they're really good. They're really good. He had a staff. He researched, and so there's hundreds that I'm going through. I mean, I heard some. So that's another FUV. I think Diesel knew where it was. I think he said Northwest, which is where he's from. As it so happened, Chris and I both moved at the same time. The noise scale in the 90s there. See, I gotta look. Big bag. Sisters Moto. Is that I don't know. What's this little cutie? Brandon Clark Sunday Service. Alright. A good way for her to help get the word out and some of her friends. Maybe one day Julesworks Follies will be on someone's. She's into me. And then I do have one of these buttons I ordered at the concert, but another one's great. I'm going to go where that one is. Country Queer button. If it'll focus. If I stop moving it, it might. And that means we're at the finale. Let me show you this nice, beautiful bag. Thank you, Jamie Harris. Which is the card that says, wish you were here, from Kingston, New York. So that probably was Brooklyn. It looked like Brooklyn. And, hey, Jules. I've just returned home from she must have seen that. It's a very fun East Coast tour that included my Manhattan stage debut. Such good handwriting, it's a little hard for a sloppy writer like me to read. Very exciting. I hope you'll enjoy this mystery bundle, which includes fun items from places I've traveled over the past 2 years. Love, Jamie Harris. Hotel Kinsley in Kingston, New York. Wow, Kingston Hotel, probably. It's Jamaica, Queens. Probably not nearly as expensive. And you can look at my address and send me anything you want. It's a mailing address. You wouldn't be able to find my house even if you knew. Apartment. Anyway, so that's that. How long did this go? About 15. Okay, Stella, thank you. We're going to go back. We're working a little bit, slinging the barbecue. Thanks to everyone, especially Jamie Harris, rock and roll. But everyone, thank you. Enjoy while we can.
When you're down and troubled and you need some loving care, and nothing is going right, close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. got a friend. If the sky above you grows dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud, and soon you'll hear me knocking at your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. Oh, ain't it good to know that you got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you and desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them. Oh, don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. You got a friend. Ain't it good to know you got a friend? Ain't it good to know? Ain't it good to know? Ain't it good to know? You got a friend. Hi there. How are things with you?
No, how are things with you? All right, so that was from before live streams. The Broomdust, he used to be in the live show, Johnny Broomdust. He's now second level monk. That guy, Dagon Broomdust, love him. We saw some of his birthday clips in recent months. His 60th, he's in Vermont as a monk. But I hadn't aired that for quite a while. You've got a friend. And then the mystery bag, and hopefully I'll remember this week to order a fresh one for the June show. Oh yes, thank you for reminding you. Thank me for reminding me. Oh yeah. Hey! A window came in front of it. Anyway, change shirts. I haven't even opened the door today. It's way too peoply outside. I told them people about calling the cops on me, man. I'll make a ruckus. Anyway, to order another one for June. Oh, schedule. So I think, again, all this meta stuff is confusing. What I either already did or I'm about to say has accuracy. I think I'm about to say it a year ago. Given that now I'm working Wednesday through Saturday nights anyways, Sunday's radio, Monday is no worky. Last Monday of June is the 26th, so I say some sort of date a year ago about June. Probably for show 29. That's also getting confusing. Anyway, and then that was Rose. I love how in that Zoom there was like tech stuff, and I think that was a little bit of a senior moment or me, or both, where I don't know what I said as host a year ago. Something got misscheduled. She was upset and commenting, Grandma, she was tired of Grandma. None of that happened. She did a lot more. But that was a rough day. And there was an echo, but it sounded all right. As Susie pointed out, it added to the effect of all the meta. And then I typed a joke in case you don't have the chat on later about it being the that was right. That was a for a minute some sort of serious elf snuck into Rose and made her grumpy, and it was chased out. By the time she got through the Shakespeare, she was happy back to being Rose. Anyway, so this next piece is the longer, your attachments, exactly. I mean sentiments. I thought it was attachments. So this hat says, many people suck. Oh, I got to show you the giraffe in a minute. This one says the truth. Well, they're both the truth. Not normal. So, let's see. The other camera's better. At least they have mics attached to them like a year ago. Jules making horrible mic sounds. Hey, you guys sleeping? One of them is. I don't know where the other is. I think she's watching in the other room now. Enough light? Not yet. Hold on. So this is our drawing that we did during the show. I'll turn that up. It's done. I'm not drawing no more. I'm going to order dinner during the next scene, which has got the toilet. Anyway, calm down. So it says, we are a bluegrass trio. And there they are. Kind of ghostly bear trio. I told you everything's going to look like a bear. There's a giraffe. It says I am a giraffe. And I chew, I'm tall, and poop. There's some faces. This is a bear on LSD. That's your bear on LSD. That's your brain on drugs. And that says meow meow. And that's a trip of kitty. Speaking of your brain on drugs. I told you it was all going to look like bears. And look, I got the peekaboo monster in there with the mystery color. That's sons of bitches. I am a trippy kitty. I am a giraffe. Peekaboo monster. Whoa, this is hard. I'm way too tired for this. Where is he? There he is. Hey, you're going that way. God damn it. I'll cut you. There he is. See you way down there. Peekaboo monster. Okay. That's enough. That's all we got. Send money and you can have it. Of course, the only person watching does support. Hey, I don't want to hear about that Grateful Dead shit. I already made that mistake once. Take that back. Take it back, take it back. No, you can't say that. All my friends are not dead or in jail. I'm dead. Anyway, no, because I don't like the Dead much. I did see a cool guy at Total Wine yesterday who well, as if kitties aren't trippy. Oh yeah, I don't remember this stuff over here. He had a cool Dutch shirt. Then I thought it wasn't the Dead. We were chatting, and it was, but it was more of a train. It was a rare shirt. So this is the one ridiculous thing I got from Rose's estate sale. Of all the silly things she had, I said, I better get at least one. It's a hip-swinging monster. No. Ungratefully dead. No. My bear. Jules' bear. Not Jerry Bear. I'm going to show you. So, as we were looking with Rose's best friend's daughter and her daughter, the daughter actually bought a bag of bags from Rose, which I got from her estate sale. We got to look the day before. Most of it sold the good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. The books weren't in very good shape, which makes sense. So I was like, that looks like a bag I would have given her. Not realizing until I took it home that it was. It says, Dearest Rose, all the thanks and love, Jules. And I gave her some sort of present. And in it, Rose had, from me and Julesworks, remember the 5th of November. don't know what. That has nothing to do with me. Well, now it does. That was all Rose. Says Valerie Georgia Ethern. Indeed. Sevenly Brazil. Dano God Miller. Midge. Some people Rose got a dangerous looking prop cleaver with. And this I can't quite remember. I think that I gave Rose this bag with matching Hanukkah finger puppets. One for me, one for her. But that's okay if I didn't, because I don't know where mine are. But I got those for later. And now, one more time, our drawing we did during the 28th virtual Julesworks Follies here on this fine 29, Halloween special. Well, no, the Halloween show is when it's really hot to cool off. Or I guess that's the Christmas show in summer. It's Christmas in heaven every day. It's Christmas Day. This is all for Rose, this part. That's, take the points up with her. So we're going to watch the last clip that is a year ago's finales of our traditions of the penultimate P, and then we're going to open the guitar for the bonus as I sign off. You're going to see a year ago me sign off, and then me after the chat. We have the traditions in the live stream of me changing costume every time. That's true too. Of a Greg Turner group, and then a chat and toast. And so that's the next video from a year ago. It's Regina Ress. I'm a little fired up about an issue you'll see. As I watched, I was cringing. I was like, let her talk, and then I did. And she's in very good spirits in that. Hopefully we'll get more stories from her. She's busy and, nobody's young. Anyway, she says hello and thank you. Oh, Margot, you missed so much of yourself. And Monday's like the only day I can do this. Don't be sorry, but I'm sorry. I keep finding gems from a year ago. Anyway, I can't talk anymore right now. So this is a year ago me. I better tell Margot though. This is a year ago me doing the traditions of the Zoom chat with Regina and Toast. But about this whole next scene is long. So, and then it goes into the Turner group and I come back and then I'm going to come back now. But for now, we're going to watch. Oh, wait, Margot, did you see the. So, real quick, Margot, let me get some more light. Let me shed some light on the situation. And hi, welcome. I opened my birthday gifts to myself. Well, one of them so far. Oh, God, I'm too tired to do camera work. Anyway, it's a giant wheel of Sharpies with a tiger under the llama and a new Stella I got at the carnival this year and last year's llama. And I spun the wheel and got all these Sharpies out. And I drew this during the show, based somewhat on what was in, fully on what was in the chat. So it says it's the trippy giraffe, bear, kitty situation. Anyway, after the next bit, I'll show you again if you're still here. But I gotta hit play in the deal. And then the bonus was probably going to be, if anything, me opening my birthday guitar there. But maybe not. We'll see. But I'll be back. But remember, once again, this is a year ago, Jules. From about 3 seconds from now, when I put that far away. I had the clapper. Current me is leaving for a minute for the scene. So, I skipped 4. It doesn't matter. Okay, so here we go. Remember, this is not current me. Rose is not the only person to have a buzz in her Zoom. I only made the mistake right there. That was the mistake. Thank you. Good girl. Thank you. Nope, shake it off, girl. Shake it off. You'll be all right. Take off, Stella. Where did you go? Still run away? That's Stella. There she is. Cheers, Stella. Thank you. Ha. Ha. All right, y'all. There's the tail. That means it's the tail end. Thank you. All right. I am not going to say much other than it is time to watch Regina Rest and I talk, and then I'll be back for the Toast finale and the Turner song finale. And then I don't know if we're going to do bonus, but we're doing well with everybody. And thank you so much. And here comes the talk and the toast. So I hope Regina's there. Oh, hey there. Well, that was quite a show, huh?
It was amazing, as usual.
I mean, just how do they do it? I tell you, I know how they do it. They have help, like Stella and magic.
They have cats.
Well, that's how you get through life, right?
Have a
Trees,
cat.
cats, trees, something. Maybe sometimes a little something to drink, right?
Oh, you got something? I got
Well,
something.
in a second, I'll pour you something. Yeah, but I'm just saying how we get through life. You know, we tell stories. We got friends. We try to not have Facebook fights.
That is because Facebook fights shorten your lifespan. Don't do that.
I know. Well, in the course of me ranting earlier, that guy, whoever the heck he is, starts telling me that what I said, sure, I'm rambling, but that it was conspiracy. I'm like, look, fuckface, they're not conspiracy theories. The military does, people are all talking about this new Top Gun movie is what it is. And it's military rah-rah. Nice tail, Stella. But I had to write back. I normally walk away, but I'm like, okay, I'm trying to be civil with you, dude, but fine, my shit is not cohesive, but fuck off, it's conspiracy theories, my dick. That's fucking truth. You want to not believe it, that's on you. But it is absolutely true that the military pays for a handful of movies every year, and that's why they get the military toys. This dipshit didn't know what I meant by military toys. So the movies that show off all the cool military things, the military helps pay for that. Therefore, the movie can't then have a message that is how violence sucks. The movie then has to be a pro-military movie. That's how it works. He's calling it a conspiracy theory. I want to bitch slap him. It's not a fucking, it's that ignorance that is why we're dumb. It's not, how are you going to, conspiracy theory, my dick? That's a fucking truth. Look it up. Anyway, sorry to go off on that, but
you get hung up on that hook. Get off that hook, because it's just a hook. You know, it's just
but do you understand why it drives me nuts? It's like, that's not a conspiracy theory. If I said that whatever, Biden paid for the movie, that's a conspiracy theory. But it is absolutely true. And is in the course of the time that the dipshit pissed me off, he could have looked up that it's true. I didn't make it up. But anyway, he's whoever that is.
Well, I can say that I've never seen any of those movies because I won't see anything with violence in it. So I've missed good, bad, and the ugly movies if they have any violence whatsoever.
That was one of the things I ranted was I was trying to point out that that's fine. That's totally understandable. Is that I am not someone who won't see a movie because it's violent, but I have no interest in somebody. This is someone on someone else's thread. And the person is on my side of things. We actually showed Maddie's movie a few Julesworks ago. Maddie Gutierrez, wonderful guy, great performer. He made a post pointing out that everybody who's talking about Top Gun being a rah-rah military, how come they're not pointing out that Disney Marvel movies are also, and he's right. And I pointed out, which is a truth, because I know the fucking guys who wrote the first Iron Man 15 years ago, the first Iron Man actually has some subtext and intellect. The second one was awful because the military paid for it. And that's where it became. So I don't have a problem with violence in movies, but I have no interest in Top Gun remake or Marvel Disney movies anymore. So I was trying to back my friend's point up, but no, I'm not going to sit there and write a cohesive essay for some dipsticks on Facebook. but yeah, no, I'm not against, and also as Tarantino has said, since this is the topic that came up, and we were going to have a topic before a toast, so this is fine, is, Tarantino has been asked, and says the thing is that violence is very operatic and cinematic, and
Yeah.
It is. And we talked about it in the middle piece, right? About after your piece about the universe and the chaos. I mean, it's there,
Oh, it's definitely there. I just don't find it entertaining. So I don't, in terms of human violence against human beings, I don't find it entertaining, and I don't want to, subject my molecules to it. So I don't. So
you shouldn't. And I'm not going to watch a movie that glorifies it. I don't think a Tarantino or a Scorsese are glorifying it. They make it entertaining, particularly Tarantino. Scorsese makes it shocking, and I think I think it's fascinating. I think it's fascinating to talk about think about the difference between the violence in Godfather and the violence in the Scorsese, but we don't have to talk about it. And I totally respect that that's not what somebody wants to watch, and there's levels of how much you want to see of it. I've been on a Godfather kick, because when you watch something on YouTube, more of it comes up. And watching all these wonderful analyses of it, and Coppola talking about it, it's also the 50th anniversary. So
I know I've seen some of that, and it's very interesting. But there was also some really brilliant acting in those movies.
Godfather is not even violent,
Yeah,
I mean, it has some too, in particular.
Uncomfortable making things in it, but but I'm an actor. I come from theater, so I go.
And most of those actors did in Godfather.
I mean, my God, brilliant acting, so that's
not Al Pacino. That's Michael Corleone. I mean, that is acting. If you take clips of Scarface and, Al Pacino's the acting in Scarface, whatever you want to say about the violence and his accent, and Corleone, and then the stuff, that he did before, and Serpico, and the stuff he's done since, that he's been in a lot of movies that aren't violent, it's not the same person. He is so amazing at it without this, these current actors that lose their minds to get into the role. Pacino, I love come on, De Niro, but he's not quite as broad as Pacino. But the way they aren't, you know what I'm saying? But these people now that end up, playing the Joker and then dying because they lose it. Like that's you don't have to do that. I mean, that's sad, but yeah, no, the acting in those movies. But one thing I was going to say that I heard Coppola recently, and I actually saw the image in a clip before seeing Coppola talk about it just the other day. When the mafia went so far to get the senator on their side in Godfather 2, and the woman, the prostitute they kill. And that Coppola even saying that he couldn't look at that image, which makes it very powerful for 1 second, But I think, Scorsese does it in a way that's probably more realistic, where his violence, there's that guy, that beep was that guy saying some nonsense to me that I'm not going to look at. Anyway, the way that it just erupts, and it just, whoa. I mean, I haven't seen a whole lot of violence in my life, but I'm from Baltimore. I've seen some, and it's just like, but human violence. But have you been around with a volcano you mentioned where I have not, where something.
I've watched them erupt. I've seen them erupt. It's just extraordinary. But that's the natural world. I can deal with that. I just can't deal with people being mean to people.
No, it's awful. It's awful. Right. But I guess my point is that, we are part of this universe that has all this stuff. So, but no, I'd rather people be nice.
Right, and I do come from theater, and I did some serious roles, like Tennessee Williams, and and so, but it's not chopping people up necessarily, other than verbally, right, which is can be very powerful, and even more harmful than just literally chopping people up. I mean, if somebody really somebody verbally, that's and I played all kind of roles. I did a lot of comedy. I did a lot of comedy, but I also was old duchesses and then a couple of real bitches, because I was character actress. I am a character actress.
Yeah, well, you're a character too.
I'm a character. Well, if you live long enough, you grow into being a character.
I think that happened about 5 minutes into being born for me. But, you too, I'm sure. You reminded me that we'll just give them a teaser that we teased them once already. That you have showed me some of those photos, Mike Nichols and other people. We don't have to get into it now. In a future Julesworks, I think we should get to where we share some of that with the audience, if you're willing.
Well, a little bit, yeah, just a
No
little
pressure,
bit.
no pressure. We'll get there if you want.
No,
but yeah, go ahead, sorry.
But no, I but I have met some interesting people in my life and seen some interesting people in my life, but I know the one you're interested in is Mickey Rooney. That was 4 months on the road with Mickey Rooney. That was interesting.
Well, really? I mean, they were cool pictures and cool stuff. So I think it'd be a fun, if you're willing, in the future.
Yeah, we did comedy with Mickey Rooney.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think maybe we can let them have the Greg Turner musical finale and any bonus if they want, and thank them for watching our May the one Sunday that we were at our show, because radio, the KMRD moving, and so the 3 hour back to 3 hours every Sunday on radio, disc jockey Jules 3 to 6, except for this Sunday that they're watching right now, which is not today for Regina and I, but that's okay. That makes my brain hurt to think any more about that. And speaking of radio, it is time for me to cover an hour. And the last time I'll be in that, the KMRD started in a basement, haunted, and we've been in this what was a completely empty warehouse owned by the woman who owns the Mine Shaft Tavern in Madrid. It is now, they knew this was going to happen, although it's been 4 or 5 years that they built it up. There's a bathroom. I joke, I'm lucky to be able to use my bathroom. That's why I sort of closed the door. If I closed that door fully, the cats would have revolted. But they built a bathroom and built this whole thing up, and now have to move out. And it's moving for the summer temporarily, and then hopefully not Stella the cat, Stella, who founded KMRD out in Madrid, with her financial backers, are going to buy a building, but it all has to be within 17 miles or less. It has to be very close to the tower for the signal. So it's complicated, and I feel so bad I have to keep moving. I'm not involved in that physical process. But anyway, so I'm doing a show this eve, but that'll be the past by the time they see this. But and you've got things to do. You've got you're going to be teaching and more of your storytelling, right? Back to Life, Regina.
Back to the Life of Regina, and then at some point I'll fly over to New York and teach my class there, because I teach a class at NYU once a semester. It's like, whoa.
What's the class? What's the subject?
It is called Storytelling in the Classroom, and I put and beyond. It's about how powerful storytelling is as a tool to do anything you want. Bring peace to the world, bring chaos to the world. Stories are very powerful. So it's a class, and a lot of them are arts teachers, but a lot of them are like drama therapy people, and then a lot of folks come over from the Gallatin School, and they're going to save the world in one way or another. I love having them in the class.
What school?
Gallatin is a division of NYU, and they don't I think they don't major in a thing. They come in with a project. Here's something I want to do. And then they get to shop around and find classes, all kind of places at NYU that all.
That sounds like way too reasonable for American education system.
It's just, I love all the students.
How dare they?
Dance ed majors and just all kind of people come in there. And look at storytelling and other arts as it's called applied storytelling.
Cool. Are they going to get to hear about the storytelling trees maybe this time?
Maybe they will. I don't know. It's like,
who knows?
Keep your roots in the ground and stay in community. They stay in community, man. But you got to have a thick. If you look at redwood trees, the bark is pretty thick and spongy. And it's resilient, So you got to have thick skin. You got to stay rooted in community, but you also have to be looking to the universal. I think that's a good message. Hey, yo.
I think that's a good message, and I think that's a good way to. Let's do our toast with everybody. Ready? Oh, let's give them a countdown. Ready? 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Thank you, Regina. 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Good luck.
Salanche. I'll make up a word. And then, my mouse went to sleep. Okay, one more time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Stick around for some music and any bonus if you want it. And catch you next month. Much love. Be well. Talk to the trees. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Hi, everybody. All right. Well, thank you. One of my favorite sounds, human being. Good to have you back. Everybody, thank you so much. Ready? Esmeralda here. I'm fired. More than make the delicious sound, I got it where it shouldn't go. All right. And Rough Rider. Speaking of Teddy Roosevelt. Number 39. So I had to buy it. We'll pour a little sip of that. And this is one of my favorite bargain, even at Albertsons. I just discovered it because it's new. It has a tiger. I'll sleep. Amazing. He's there. There he is. Oh, he's a good boy. You can go potty anytime you want, Steven. She's on bed. She's not in bed. Shockingly, she's on bed. By the way, while I'm making a pour to toast with you, Susan Ramirez left, but speaking of merch, Susie, and you know what that is, I'm sure. This is the hat. So when I got to the Todd Snyder show, I almost got an interview thanks to emails with Todd Snyder's people. It didn't happen this time, but he might be playing Santa Fe in the fall, and they said, but they were so nice, and the merch lady, I could tell she didn't hear me when I first said, this is Todd Snyder's concert, and then we'll toast. Yes, Regina, you rest. Thank you so much. And I'm not going to talk long. I got to get some food too. But I want to tell the story because it's relevant. It's germane. And that was just that it was funny because then she goes, well, I repeated my name. Oh, Stephen Jules Rubin. So there's this Todd merchandise from the last 2 years all over the place with autographs and stuff. And it's mostly her signing for Todd. Todd would draw like that too. So anyway, she hands me a bag that has and then we'll toast to goodness and drop things. She hands me a bag. Oh, Stephen Jules Rubin. And the bag contains, this is why I was typing if you're wondering. That's one of Todd's famous songs. And I am the one he heard shout. So his concert, Todd Snyder, if you don't know him, look him up, is called Pickin', Grinnin', something, and Taking Requests. So even though he pretends, and it was me, that he pretended like, you keep shouting at me, he loves it. And so I was the one that got to say, play a train song. He said, that young man, I laughed, he couldn't quite see me, although we were very close, said, play a train song. The main thing they were giving me was, so Todd's other thing is when people, for years, since the 90s, shout out Freebird, he goes, well, I got a song called Freebird. And this is Freebird from Todd and his book. That's Todd Snyder. Never met a story I didn't like. Storytelling, singer, songwriter. So let's cheers. And then we're going to hear our Greg Turner finale. And then I'll be back. The only bonus I'll probably do is opening that Jamie Harris, because I should open it. But first, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you guys. Making a mess on purpose. I know. And what was funny about the hat is I was wearing the colorful rainbow hat I had on earlier. I was wearing it. It looks like that. You saw it. It wasn't this, because I forgot. I actually, when I went to change into the shirt, I went to change shirts and found that bag. I forgot about that bag. I hadn't opened it till the show, since the show a few weeks ago. So, anyway, oh gosh. Oh, so I'm wearing the other hat, and I didn't have a Todd hat. I barely found a Todd shirt, and a button. And I had my Todd membership, and that was part of why she's like, "Wow, you're all decked out." And then that's where she realized what it was. That's what it was. So anyway, so the story was just, here, catch. Happy Star Wars. And this, by the way, the Kenobi show I love. I don't care about the other Star Wars shows that's airing now. So I had another hat on top. I had my John Prine stuff, and a lot of other people did. And everybody thought the hat underneath is all I'm saying looked like it. Okay, so here is, let's do it with Pearl, although Esmeralda is beautiful. Pearl, Toast, Greg Turner, and I'll be back to say goodbye. So thank you all. Stick around for the song finale. But I'll be back to say goodbye one more time. And yes, much love. All the things have been said. I realized I Metaphysical Biscuit did and forgot that I was saying June will not be on a Sunday. If it's on Sunday, something's wrong, because I do radio 3 to 6 every Sunday except for this weekend. That's the whole thing about Kim Ready moving. But Saturday or Monday, probably Monday. Probably Saturdays work during quarantine times, but Mondays are what probably are going to work. But anyway, let's hear our final song, and I'll be back to say goodbye.
Dawn, the sheets pulled back and the lights turned on. Well, how long has it been since you've been gone? And now as the years decay, I still can't let go of that day. Those men said you were bad, they took you away. I heard you call my name, I hear it every day. There's no escape and I can't wait. It's the price that I must pay. I walk out into the street, and each new set of eyes I meet, they're cold and distant, marbles made of stone. Must I surrender to this madness, to negotiate such a life of sadness? There's no place left to go, to be alone. I heard you call my name, I hear it every day. There's no escape and I can't wait. It's the price that I must pay. Could this be some kind of weird illusion that's settling in my mind to ease the pain? There's escape, and I can't wait. It's the price that I must pay. Alright.
All right, hey there. I don't know if I didn't change my shirt for Ramirez, but I don't know if she saw it. But anyway, so real quick, thank you all so much. Let's just see what we have in here. This was Jamie Harris and Mary Gauthier, which is Jamie's mystery bag that I have been saving to open, Key West, and it's written to me. I think I need a flashlight. Let's see. No. Oh my God! Look at that handwriting. All right. Hey, Stefan. I'm getting new glasses this week. I gotta look up on the world famous conch tour train. Beautiful handwriting. Hey, Stephen. Thank you so much for your continued support. I hope one day this hot sauce from my favorite Cuban joint. And I hope you dig. Well, whatever it says. Dig. Yes. Key West, and it's great. With everything underlined. Lol, I particularly like it on face, bleach, beans. Not face. Rice, black beans, and chicken. Well, I was going to see if I could order something like that. I hope all is well in New Mexico. That's from Jamie Harris, Key West. Oh, thank you, Susie. That's sweet. This is almost over because I gotta get something to eat. It might be too late. I can find something. And we have hot sauce. Kind of hot sauce. Holy shit, this looks serious. So you can order these mystery bags. I love it. She hand tailors. Key West hot sauce. That's gonna fuck someone's face up. Great. We need that. There's a rubber band. I probably need that someday. And it looks like we have a shirt yeah, okay. If anybody wants a Red Rescue shirt, I have a couple. I'll be happy to send it to you. Particularly Susie, if you don't have one. Or I'll just wear it. But let me know. You have a few minutes to answer that. You can't have my hot sauce. She sent it to me. Is there something else in there? Oh, hey. That's not all. Oh, no. I put that back. Okay. Good people. As Reverend Todd Snyder would say, Seacrest out. Julesworks out. Much love. Peace. Be good. Thank you so much. It's really been great. 3 hours and 37 minutes. That's a great number. By the way, Susan Ramirez mentioned Otis Gibbs, a very talented musician who played with Todd on the East Coast a bit just now. And there's a great YouTube channel that we watch that you can watch free. Otis Gibbs, and he took questions, and what Susan Ramirez had typed a little bit ago, we hadn't seen Susan for a while, was that she saw Otis reading a maybe Susie question, and they're very funny because Otis is not usually made to crack up and such. Susie, somehow, something funny happened, I forget, but it was cool. But I think it's really time to make sure I get something to eat. I could eat frozen pizza, but I got the time and energy if there's time. So Sunday night, thank you all. And what time is it? I guess I'd usually just be coming home with dinner by now from Madrid. Anyway, so Esmeralda, a few of you are still there, I think. Although that could be my Susan's gone. She's gone. That could be my alter egos. Let's see. This guy's going away. My computer needs to rest too. So, all right. Thank you all so much. And I am going to end the stream. So if anyone watches this later, thank you. You can scroll through. I try to remember to put the running order in the comments. And probably, real quick, Monday, date. I think we're talking about end of June. Oh, I did mention mid-June. First of all, Baltimore's cool black folks. And I can't wait because I never get to see those people. Thank you all. I went to all black schools in Baltimore. But the date, Father's Day, fuck you. Sorry, dads. End of June. Go away. I don't even know who Claudia. Go. Okay. So I think we're talking about the 27th, St. Peter. What? Oh, it's a Chilean holiday. Perfect. That's probably the day, Monday the 27th. But stick around, and thank you, or not stick around, but you know what I meant. Okay, much love. I'm going to shut up. Goodbye. Peace and love, man. Be good. Y'all are wonderful. Hey, if you're hearing this, you are good. All right. Well, especially since our beloved Margot Cole, who we saw in the show, was just able to join, I'm going to sign off. 27th seems good. And we're hoping to have, in case you're watching the playback later, and there's so much meta tonight, but we're winding down. But we're going to cheers because I've got the key. But hang on. Hopefully, if you're watching this later and don't have the chat playback, or I got a copyright strike and had to edit out a snippet, which takes the chat away, as we learned. And this is me now. It's not very bright in here, Margot, but I joked earlier, even by Jewish mom standards, I got this. My buddy Rommel came over, the tall guy. This crib in order. Stella's in the other room. There's Stanley. I do have food on the way, so I'm going to sign off, but we got to bust out this guitar. But, oh, you do? Okay, well, that a few shows ago, if you did, then the reason why you couldn't turn the chat on, which you can any other time, and the Irish, English subcaptions, I set it to be Irish. By the way, this was my holiday and almost summer for us. I don't know if it's gotten hot out there yet. Sure, it's kind of hard to see. I'm not going to turn more lights on. I'm trying to end this. It's a silly thing to be on a T-shirt because it's a bunch of Christmas cats with glasses. I wore this at Paraguas. Anyway, I don't think there's much for me to call back from the last time I was running my mouth. No, that was all just last year. Regina Rest, Greg Turner Group with I Heard You Call My Name. And anyway, the finale for tonight is there's instructions with this guitar. It's not. So this was the Sharpies that I drew that thing with, and the mystery wheel that I put back together were my present. I know, drew it up. This is my real guitar is still at Siler, and it needs work. But this is a real guitar. It's a guitar to learn on. So this is my other birthday gift to myself that I just opened. And I think the idea is even I can figure out, especially with the instructions there, how to tighten these and tune it. I don't know about the tuning part. So anyway, thank you for checking out the 28th Julesworks Follies and 29 and 2. We're gonna cheers. Get your milk, get your cookies, whatever, your toast, your gin and juice, whatever it is, to a lot of things, mostly rose, but to Memorial Day, of course, to everybody, to everyone, and to you. So I know it's a nice. That thing was very inexpensive. I have a really pretty guitar, but that thing was. I saved up my $25 for that. I just got offered another shift starting Tuesdays, and I said, well, can we wait till tomorrow? It's Uncle DT. So Wednesday, it'll be Tuesday through Saturday. But I said, please not tomorrow, because, Margot, you didn't see that, I don't think, but you will if you watch, Uncle DT was open and uncharacteristically on yesterday, Sunday, and with some great music. I don't know. I mean, I'll work it out. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and work. But anyway, yes. Memorial Day, I love that PBS concert. I sort of watched last night, but I was so tired. I'm going to put that on. I've got some New Mexican food going to arrive soon. Margot, thank you. Everyone else, Susie, have good dreams. Oregon Sunshine was here earlier. My old neighbor Lynn was in earlier. Thank you all. And whatever date we said, the last Monday of June. I think it's just going to stick around, particularly working either Tuesday through Saturdays. Radio Sunday. Stella! She wasn't sleeping. She was watching. She's like, stop saying I'm sleeping. Stanley's not sleeping. They're ready. They're ready to party now. So, this is our for real sign off. Last Monday of each month, most likely. I don't have any idea what we're going to do live. Margot, I want to do a live show. I don't have a troupe, but with Paraguas. And I think the puppet people, while he's on break this summer, the Mackenzies, I'm going to connect with them because I think if they want to do a live thing and JoJo and some others from Paraguas are able to do some material, we'll have enough of a troupe. Without Rose, it changed things. And Rose's memorial, by the way, I know you won't be there, but we talked about during the show is Sunday, June 11th, and I've told most people, and now I'm really, after tonight, oh no, I definitely can't work tomorrow. That's the other thing, is I really got to ramp up getting ready for the 11th with all the material I'm presenting. So anyway, thank you all so much. All I can say about all these people passing away is enjoy while we can. Oh, and if you saw me opening the Jamie Harris, that cozy was in there. Oh yeah. So here we go. This literally is the key to escape reality. And you may, this is John Byrne, see me tonight with an illegal smile. It don't cost very much. Last a long while. Won't you please tell the man it's not even, the strings aren't even. Hurt anyone. No, I was just trying to have me some fun. Well done, hot dog bun. My sister is a nun. Yeah, we've talked about it up at Paraguas. So, and then I, of course, to what's the first name? McCullum, Argos's father, Crawford McCullum too. Certainly lived a long life. So, to those in memoriam and to our presence. Thank you, your presence. And thank you. So, I don't think I finished the thought, which came from the chat, was that Margot, and I'll show this one more time, that Margot asked and is going to hopefully have, we saw Margot's past videos, some videos en español, está aprendiendo castellano, porque ella, Margot de Crypt Video Productions, es un miembro del board de Umbrella Theater Teatro Paraguas, as you heard her say in past videos, teatroParaguas.nm.org, Teatro Paraguas. I'm pretty sure that was Derek, with whom I was in Melodramas years ago, in that play that Noah directed that I didn't see this past weekend that looked fantastic, and beloved dance partner, friend, amazing Lynette. Really amazing to see someone that was probably not on stage her entire life with her kids now going so far. That's what makes me so happy about that. And this is I like the mystery wheel during the show drawing idea. I'll have a little more light next time, or not. Who knows? Anyway, for Rizzo now, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Let me show you around one more time. There was a blockage. It's all free. Speaking of Jewish friend, I'll leave you with this one. Joked that even she wouldn't admit it. She saw some photos. My Jewish mom's gonna have to admit that, especially by my standards, other than the cat kibble everywhere, this is organized and clean, and I know the last steps. Anyway, thank you all. Oh, we gotta find somebody to give me some loot for those drawings. Of course, I got my job now, and it's a fun job. It's you know what? I'm never one to say, put things out in the universe, but for the last year, I asked to get fired from the job that was hurting me a year ago on my 48th, the last week of April so I could get unemployment. No one quite believed that because it does seem far-fetched. But as calmly as you can ask for that, I did. And I've spoken to my former boss there. We're cool, so that wasn't the point. But I'd been looking for with some struggle and help from friends and family, in particular, dead ones. Thank you. Is so I just wanted to find a job working for someone who isn't really needing to be called a boss, that tells you how to do what needs to be done. You get there and you do it, and it doesn't have to be horrible. And I got it. Thank you, Uncle DT, who used music stuff, who lives right over there. And it's pretty darn perfect. So it took a while to find. So that's the point, is hang in there. If you set lofty goals, that's up to you. You work on that. If you set some I was like, it can't be that hard I know a lot of people have terrible jobs and nasty lives. They also make babies and have expenses, and I empathize. But like, for a single dude with some cats, it shouldn't be that hard. And so I think I got it. And he did answer. I'm off the hook for tomorrow. He understands, and I hadn't even told him that I just realized talking to you all that I need to spend tomorrow, besides resting, mapping out the so for Rose's memorial on June 11th at the whatever they are, church in Barcelona. And I believe, by the way, Margot, the obit on Rose ran. I forgot to check, or was too busy. And Sunday the 28th of May is Santa Fe, New Mexican. And it's on this Legacy website, too. It's been up there. It feels good to hold this. I can't wait to get the strings working. Stuff and things, whatever I was saying. Oh, I need to put together, I was planning tomorrow to relax, stay home, not go to work till Wednesday. So I'll pick up Tuesdays starting next week. This is not supposed to sound good. I just opened it. Anyway, speaking of my African friends and former job, oh goodness, what was I saying? Oh, the slide. I'm gonna have a slideshow for when people enter the service at 3 o'clock. There's a segment towards the end of the service where the pastor, it's the Unitarians, open up into public comment or whatever, and it's going to launch with a short snippet from one of these Rose Grandma Speaks, possibly the one from earlier, but whatever it is. Relaxing is good. I know, right? We need to relax. You never know. And then from 3 Mountain Time till 4 till 4:45. She was really time specific, which was, I had Margot slightly ironic because I had thought, since Edie and the others are coming from Texas, Rose's fam, that she grew up with, to let the Unitarians do their thing and do something with Paraguas or Rose, but they didn't like that. And yet then when we're having the Zoom to plan it, she's like, ask down to the minute. She wants us to go on by 5, which is totally fine. It's all good. That's why I think what I would like to do is with Paraguas, do the first live Julesworks later this summer or whatever, if I can get enough acts live. Or we could do video, right? Anyway, that will be in Rose's honor. So anyway, June 11th, and there'll be a video, not too loud, of audio and video snippets for the reception part. And so with that, this is it, because that food's coming too. Thank you all so much. Love you. Catch you the last Monday of June, it seems like, with some videos por el Margo Cole en Español y mucho más. And if you want to be in Julesworks, you just contact us. Thank you. And to all the vets and everyone else, memorialization. Oh, that's good because there was a bleep ton of stuff about Zerb from the past in this show, and I did not actually comment that I wasn't sure. I almost did. It's Zerb so good. Zerb TV. So there you go. Through live streaming, to safe content, to variety, to you. Much love and stuff and things. Catch ya.